Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moonshine himself.
Of Harlem.
Dímelo, 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 mi gente. You already know this is Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo, mi gente. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, damn, the boxing world is talking. The boxing world is alive and well. Everybody talking about boxing. Everybody talking about these fighters. Every fighter is in everybody's mouth. That's what I'm talking about. Errol Spence with a great victory out here at this side of the pond. And across side of the pond, you had Conor Benn, one of the phenom in the welterweight division, do his thing. We see a lot of people looking on. We see one of the pound-for-pound dudes in the sport of boxing, Terrence Crawford, out there tweeting, looking at the fight. We see Keith Thurman looking at the fight. We see the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, you know what I'm saying, uplifting the profile, uplifting the brand of the Errol Spence. 40,000 people looking on in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to the Dallas people coming out in support. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking about the support for American fighters, but man, you got to give credit to the Dallas people, to the Texas people supporting Errol Spence. Ladies and gentlemen, if he is the face of American boxing. Now, I understand that, in the sport of boxing, one fight, everybody getting wet. Everybody get wet after one fight. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We don't know if Errol Spence is going to be good. We don't know if it's a car accident. We don't know the injury. We don't know if he's drained. That one great performance. Oh, man, he's unbeatable. Nobody can beat him. He's the best. He's all this. And ladies and gentlemen, man, you got to give credit where credit is due. He did his thing. Shout out to the people right now. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Your boy, Mr. Moonshine, is live, well, and in effect. Van in the building, what's good? Cesar, what's good? Bro, you're going to make haters mad with this one. Nah, man, I ain't going to make the haters mad. The haters love me. Come on, Cesar. We all boxing brothers and sisters. Nah, man. No, come on. Nah, ain't nobody going to hate. You know what I'm saying? It's all about celebration, man. It's all about celebration. There's nothing wrong being motivated by Canelo Alvarez. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with self-motivated or motivated by others. Charlo, in a recent interview leading up to the fight with Errol Spence and Ugas, he said that he's motivated by Canelo Alvarez and motivated by Errol Spence, the way that they moving. Ain't nothing wrong with giving flowers to your contemporaries. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We heard Errol Spence Jr. said once that who's the top dog in the welterweight, not in the welterweight division, but in the all of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Everybody respect Canelo Alvarez because he's doing what he's doing. And everybody respects Errol Spence Jr. for doing what he's doing in 147, doing the same thing that Canelo Alvarez is doing 160, doing 168, and bound to do, not really in the 175, because we got to give credits for Turu Beterbiev, fighting Joe Smith Jr. to collect 3 belts, and then Canelo Alvarez, if he beats Bivol in Cinco de Mayo, like I think he would, like a lot of people know he will, then go to the 175 and fight for the undisputed. And this is why I've been so vocal in my channel saying I do not want to see the trilogy. I do not want to see Triple G and Canelo Alvarez, the trilogy. Fuck that shit. Canelo Alvarez is going to go Cinco de Mayo and beat Bivol and then fight the winner of Beterbiev and versus Joe Smith Jr. Fuck that Triple G shit. And I hope everybody is rocking with what I'm saying. Ain't no time for that. It's all about legacy right now, ladies and gentlemen. All about legacy right now. Canelo Alvarez is about legacy. We ain't moving backwards. Canelo, you want Canelo Alvarez to move backwards? Huh? Nah. He got too much legacy to enhance. Fuck that Triple G shit. Case of War in the building. What's good, brother? Rap Star Boxing Knowledge in the building. What's good, man? Mamba. Megan in the building. What's good, man? What's good, everybody? Tuning in. I know it's kind of late. You might be all cuffed up with the lady. Huh? You know what I'm saying? You got to tell the lady, yo, baby, I got to do something. She like, what you got to do? Are you going to surprise me? Nah, I got to get up and I got to do something. But what you going to do? You going to come in bed? You going to surprise me with something? I said, bitch, I got to get up and I got to go watch Punch Drunk Boxing right now. Bitch, shut the fuck up and go to sleep. So go ahead, motherfucker. Go ahead. Fuck you then. That's the fuck up, man. Punch Drunk Boxing is home. Go to sleep. I already bust the nut anyway. Fuck, how many nuts you want me to bust? Ladies and gentlemen, man, smash the like button. I ain't playing around with y'all. Smash the like button. He said accurate. Baby, I gotta get up. What you gonna do, boo? What you gonna do? You gonna go to the kitchen? You gonna bring me my birthday present? Or you gonna give me the anniversary shit that you forgot? I gotta go to the living room. I gotta go to the living room. I'll be back. All right. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not playing around with y'all. What you think, man? We out here in New York City midnight right now, man. Because boxing is 24/7. Boxing don't sleep. It's a lot of things to talk about, y'all. I've been telling y'all since before the year started that 2022 is going to be an incredible year in the sport of boxing. It's going to be heating up. It's going to be lit. And around this time, I told you folks that boxing is going to be live and well. And in America, it's going to come back to the forefront of sports entertainment, baby. Boxing is coming back to the forefront of USA sports entertainment. Beyond the ring with Nonito and Rachel, you don't sleep. Nah, man, we got to sleep when we die. Because when we die, we're going to sleep forever. Shit, we don't got a lot of time. So we got to be up. It's time to work. How can we sleep? You're going to be fighting in Japan. Nonito, we can't sleep. So everybody got to stay tuned and staying up because Nonito Donaire going to be fighting now. Oh, yeah, we're out there in Tokyo, Japan. So we got to be in this type of schedule. We got to be up. If boxing don't sleep, we don't sleep. If boxing don't sleep, we don't sleep. All right? We nap. We're nappers. Hard workers are nappers. Entrepreneurs are nappers. That's what we are. That's what we do. There's no time to sleep. If you sleep, you're losing money. Every time you up, you gain money. You work, you gain money. You can't take no breaks. The only great sleep for me, the best break is for when I'm taking a shit. I take a good 20 minutes. I don't give a fuck about the hemorrhoids or whatever. I need my 20 minutes sitting in the toilet because I feel like a good shit is better than bad sex. A good shit is always better than bad sex. And I'm not saying that I have bad sex. All I'm saying that a good shit, I'm talking about the goosebump shit. When you get in a goosebump, shit, when you got to go take a shit and you rush into the bathroom, you feel me? And it seems like your shit knows where you at. Whether you outside, they know that you're getting closer to the toilet. So the closer you get to the toilet, the more they want, the more home wants to come out. But anyway, let's talk about real boxing. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I wipe my ass, and I clean my hands. Okay. Let's go back to boxing. Subscribe to the channel. Transcend the Sports. What's good? Transcend the Sports channel. Canada in the building. Philippines in the building. What's good, man? Shoot, I'm sleeping. I got training. Rage can't stay up though. Now you gonna stay up. You gotta listen to Punch Drunk Boxing on Nita. Don't you go nowhere. Boxing don't sleep. You don't sleep. I want you to train all day long without sleeping. That's what I want you to stay up until the fight, until the night of the fight. No, Nita, you better not fall asleep. The night, I don't want you to fall asleep June 8th after the fight. That's when you get a nice rest. Case of War said, what the fuck is Punch talking about? Live from the block, blah, 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 blah. Off the hook girl say, stop trying to give Canelo shine off Spence name. Stop trying to stop trying. Here we go, the bitter fans. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What happened? You don't want me to talk about Canelo? You don't want me to talk about Spence? We talk about great fighters out here, man. Easy Dimes was good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I'm saying. That in the channel, we have praised Canelo Alvarez and what he's done, picking apart, going one by one. Callum Smith, give me that strap. Billy Joe Saunders, give me that strap. See it? Caden Plant, give me that strap. What Earl the True Spence said, Kell Brook, give me that strap. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm going to knock you over the bone now. Crack that shit. Sean Porter, give me that strap. God damn it. Next. Daniels Ugas, give me that strap. One by one, undisputed. One by one, taking them apart one by one. Uno por uno. Ladies and gentlemen, I put my pound for pound list. A lot of people, there's people out there that, nah, man, I don't give a fuck. I don't know. I don't understand your pound for pound list. Well, I'll do another live and talk about that. I said I could tweak it a little bit. Damn it, it's my opinion. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. I ain't playing around with y'all. We out here, man. This 24/7 boxing right now. Boxing never sleeps. Punch never sleeps, damn it. He said, bunch of freestyle. Nah, come on, Mo. Come on, Mo. Will we ever see Punch drunk on Border Wars? Maybe this year. Maybe. But Van, I want to fight a hater, though. I want to fight one of my massive haters, like a real hater, though. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to fight a hater. I want to fight a haters. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to train, I want to whoop some ass. I want to do bare knuckle, too. I don't want to do no gloves. I want to do bare knuckle. But, yo, let's talk about this. Let's talk about a lot of things. First and foremost, man, prayers go out to all the fighters, modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators, man, that step inside that ring. God, please, you know what I'm saying, take care of these modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators, bring them safe home to their family, good health. I know it's a dangerous sport, but praise these fighters. Praise these fighters. These are special human beings. Always give credit to the fighters, man. Special human beings, man. I know they get a lot of critique for they get a lot of critique for no reason. And I'm not gonna say no reason, but you understand what I'm trying to say. We be too hard on fighters. In a day like yesterday, it's time for celebrate the fighters. Celebrate the legacy. We need to celebrate the enhancement of the legacy. When somebody's going out there and trying to be great, in the pursuit of being greatness, we gotta give credit where credit is due. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, also Jamal Charlo and Jamal Charlo, shit, they was lit yesterday out there in Texas. They was lit. Jamal Charlo talking about Brian Castano. He said, man, bring your ass. Ain't gonna be the same. Jamal Charlo, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna pursue. I'm going to go at you like I used to do with 4-rounders. I'm just gonna go out there and try to knock your head off. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, if Jamal Charlo goes in there with the momentum of the championship rounds of the first fight to the rematch, May 14th versus Brian Castano, undisputed in 140, I believe that Jamal Charlo is going to be undisputed 154. I said 140, I'm sorry. In 154, Jamal Charlo, the newly king, I say king, el rey of the 154. I know people out there think that Brian Castano might win, but no. I got Jamal Charlo becoming the undisputed in 154-pound division. Yes, I say. If he takes the momentum of the championship rounds, the 10, where he was beating Brian Castano from pillar to post, and take the 10 round, the 11th round, the 12th round to the rematch. I believe with that momentum, with that punch output, going to power. Throwing a lot of power punches, landing a lot of power punches, and that accumulation of punches. I believe that Jermell Charlo is going to be victorious. Yes, I say. Case of would say amen, yes sir. Rap Star Boxing 9 says Spence, the face of American boxing, now his stock has gone up. Yes, yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Punch, you think Tyson got to Charlo? He has talking smack to Benavidez. Nah. To be honest, no. See, I think a lot of people's gonna say that if Mike Tyson got to Charlo, no. This is why I said in the video. When Jermall Charlo was talking his shit, people criticize him. When he didn't talk shit with Mike Tyson, people criticize him. Then when he saw David Benavidez face to face and he's trying to go at David Benavidez, then people still talk shit. I'm gonna say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. We are toxic. All right. So we're never gonna give credit to Jermall Charlo or the Charlo brothers. It just seems like we never want to give credit to whatever they do. They talk too much or they don't talk enough. When they humble, you saw the side of Jermall Charlo when he went up to Dennis Ugas and showed that humble, to show that warrior to another warrior side. Huh? But, it is what it is. But it was going on and popping right now. It was going to go on and popping. You saw Jose Benavidez, the father of David Benavidez, say, get the fuck out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to see that fight as well. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not playing around with y'all. This is Boxing Talk. We in church right now. We in Behelia right now. Jermell, the real deal. Charlo, yes, the Iron Man. Iron Man died in the last Avengers, right? Well, don't worry. We still got our Iron Man in boxing. But they was talking a lot of ish. Also got to say this, man. Adrien Broner was drunk. There's a video out there that Adrien Broner was drunk and he couldn't even walk. Prayers go out to Adrien Broner so he could find some help, man. Some help. This is the community of boxing. I know this community is easy to kick a man while he's down. But we're not going to do this in Punch Run Boxing. No. This is the channel that we preserve the sport of boxing, that we preserve the fighters. I'm boxing logically and objectively. This is the community. And if we don't do it, and if we don't pray for Adrien Broner, who else is going to do it? If we don't hold them high, we don't give them the confidence to get back and find some help, who else is going to do it? Or this is going to be the community that's going to kick him while he's down. No, the man needs some help. So, you know what I'm saying? The best that we could do is pray for a brother, Adrien Broner. Hopefully gets back in his feet. And for the people around Adrien Broner, y'all got to be stronger. Y'all should not enable him, knowing that he goes publicly and saying that he got an alcohol problem and things of that nature. Y'all just going to let him drink? What type of friends are you? Or you just trying to spend his money? Or you just around him trying to spend his money? You leeches. I don't give a damn if it's a shorty. It's shorty. You got to be stronger than that, woman. You're not supposed to be letting your man drink. Give him a fucking bottle of water. Bunch of leeches. And then when he's really popped and got no more money coming in, and he only really got $13 in his pocket, like he said to the judge, ain't nobody there. And boxers, y'all got to understand your surroundings as well. Because Adrien Broner, when you was in court and they asked you who could help you, who's your friend, and you said, I got friends. You said Jervonta Davis and Steven Espinoza. You ain't say none of those motherfuckers that was with you yesterday. Because motherfuckers ain't going to do shit for you. Bunch of leeches. There's a video out there that says, I don't know, there's a video and that he was being helped, that he couldn't even walk. I don't know. That's what people are saying. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So maybe he ate something bad. I don't know. But knowing the history of AB, it is what it is. El Chapo, the GOAT of YouTube boxing. Dímelo, mi hermano. AB in the Colorado Springs. Now he's getting his life together. Nah, yesterday he was out there in the fight. RJ, that's what they say. There's a video out there right now. He was there during the fight. Yeah, shout out to Derek James doing a wonderful job. Shout out to Errol Spence Jr. Sr. for orchestrating everything that his son has done in the sport of boxing, hiring Al Heyman, hiring Derek James. Beautiful work, beautiful work, beautiful work. Earl the True Spence, great performance over Dennis Ugas. Pray for Dennis Ugas as well, that his eye gets better. Ronnie Evans says, quick capping for Spence and Canelo, the Ducks. And this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is what I'm talking about right here. That we just have so much unhappy fans in the sport of boxing that when we see greatness, there's people still sad and bitter. Stop capping for Spence and Canelo. Oh, yeah, the guy that's doing everything in the welterweight division. The guy that's doing everything in the sport of boxing, but we need a cap. Who do you want me to praise, buddy? Huh? Ronnie Evans? Who you want us to praise? Who? Oh, what happened? You don't love when people give credit to people that's doing their shit in the sport of boxing? And this is what I'm talking about, folks. The toxic. No. Oh, Canelo, the Ducks. Oh, Errol Spence, really? The guys that's actually doing the work, that's putting in the hard work in 147. The the three belt holder. And Canelo Alvarez, the 4th-division world champion. Huh? The newly super middleweight undisputed. The pound for pound number 1, libra por libra number 1. King Nello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Kello, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. And those are the guys that you say is ducking, sir. He said that David Moreau Jr. Benavides. Mira esta porquería de hombre. Mira esta porquería de hombre. Ay, Dios mío, man. Spence and Ugas was a trash fight. I didn't pay for that. You're not a boxing fan. This is what I mean. I think, why some people really watch the sport of boxing? Is it because of this? I think this is like, I want to watch boxing because I just want to trash everybody in it. I want to watch the sport of boxing because I just don't like fighters and I want to talk shit about them. And I want to devalue everything they do. Just keep it real. Say that you ain't pay for the pay-per-view because you just ain't had the money. Don't come out here saying, you just ain't had the money to pay for it. Your Fire Stick wasn't working. Your illegal stream shit wasn't working. It was buffering and shit like that. Ugas and Spence was a trash fight. And I was going to pay for it. Fuck out of here. That's the unification bout in the welterweight division, one of the most prestige divisions in the sport of boxing, the lucrative division in the sport of boxing. 2 elite fighters going at with one another. And that's a trash fight. So you tell me what's a good fight in the sport of boxing. If that's so much of a trash, then what are you waiting for? My goodness gracious. Epicy Magic in the building. What's good to all the members, man? I like what Earl said about Manny. He is legacy. Oscar versus Floyd, it's a legacy fight, but Manny is a legacy. Don't feel sorry for boxers that have blown their riches. They lived the life and lost it. Boo-hoo. Hoo. Man, you don't even got to be a fighter. It's sad. It's sad to anybody that blows up their riches. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters, a lot of these athletes that come from unfortunate backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? They make it real young as a team. They don't know how to manage money. They can't even manage fucking $10,000, let alone you give a fighter, a young athlete that never can manage that type of money, $1 million, man. You think they're gonna manage? They think that they could take over. They could take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about boo-hooing, but it's about just being a human and understanding. Yo, shit happens, bro. I know a lot of times when you got money in your pocket, you think you could save the world. You could save your community. You could save everybody in your family. You You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be the guy with all the money and then be around your struggling family, and then you the rich guy. You got everything, and everybody is struggling around you. So every time you go back to your community or you go back to your family, you want everybody to experience that type of happiness, that type of life. And you may go overboard in giving a lot of money to aunts and cousins and brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and things of that nature, and friends that been rocking with you since day one. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters don't make it at the age of 30 and then become rich, and they are grown people that have owned and rent and know the value of money. These are teenagers. It's like when Mike Tyson blew his money. Mike Tyson was a teen from Brooklyn, from Brooklyn, from being a dirty, but and a dirty juvenile and all that, everything he was talking about. I used to be dirty and stuff like that with pigeon shit all over my clothes, to make it 300 million, undisputed at the age of 20, 21. You think that's easy? Nah, man. We just ain't going shit on people now. You know what I'm saying? Let's be humans, man. People fuck up. People, there's ups and downs, man. It's ups and downs. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Punch, man, I ain't never sending you money. You capping, and nigga, you got me. The fuck is you talking about, Ronnie Evans? The fuck is you talking about, you piece of shit? The fuck you talking about sending me money and shit and capping? Fuck you capping just being here, man. Go beat your meat. Go watch xnxx.com and stop hating, bitch. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, man. Beat your meat, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. You wasting your time on somebody you hate. Fuck out of here, pussy. You the clown here, dummy. You the clown here. Go beat your meat. Because I know you'll get no pussy anyway. So go beat your meat, Ronnie. Go beat your meat. Fuck out of here, man. It's a fucking boxing channel. You come over here. Fuck out of here. Like Canelo Alvarez. Get the fuck out of here, man. Es un beta, man. O sea, ese hediondo, maldito hediondo. Pelagato. Estúpido. Maricón. Desde aquí. Fumate crack. You think I waste my... I'ma find your wife trying to hit me up this weekend, man. Yeah, please. Please do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Motherfucker, this when you say low lives. Motherfuckers come at 1 a.m. in the morning to hate. You got no life, bro. You got no life. Go jerk off to a midget, bitch. You know who Ronnie Evans? I seen you, and stop sending me fucking videos about yourself, bro. This is Ronnie Evans. So everybody knows this is Ronnie Evans. He be sending me emails and say, "Hey, yo, Punch, this is me. And I'm homeless right now, but can you spare me a couple dollars through Cash App?" That's Ronnie Evans for y'all. That's Ronnie Evans. That's the real Ronnie Evans. Ronnie Evans, that's you, bitch. Look at Ronnie Evans, bro. Mira Ronnie. Hey, yo, whenever you see him around, every time you see him in any chat, hey, yo, say, yo, Punch got a video of Ronnie. Ronnie, cállate, maldito loco, estúpido, mamagüevazo. Ay, Dios mío. I don't know, man. They be angry at punch. They be angry. Black power. That's what I'm talking about. Black power. Black power, brother. I don't know, man. What happened, man? Hey, yo, take Tyrone dick out your ass and shit like that, man. You fucking mad. You can't walk. take Malik and Tyrone dick out your ass, man. Fuck what you doing over here, man. Oh man. Hey yo, when you come at you gotta come with some jokes or something, bro. Alright? People with the same name as Ronnie can't even go outside. I'm gonna donate to Ronnie. Stop sending out your videos, please. Man, stop sending that video, man. Kendall in the building. What's good, man? Kendall in the building, man. Come on, why you size, man? Coming over here, man, trying to F a boxing conversation, man. Roast your ass. Roast your ass out of here. Punch, you not slick. Seen videos of you saying the N-word with hard ER. With the hard ER. Man, shut up. Fuck out of here. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Ronnie Evans. Shut up. Pussy. He sound like, yo, Punch, you're slick. I seen a video and you said it with the hard ER. Shut up, man. Fuck out of here, man. I said RJ and Nixon, real Ronnie, what's your beef? Ronnie Evans find come steal your shit. You laughing at ish. Steal it. Let me see if you can maintain it. Pendejo. If you love your daughter, ooh, you talking about the daughter. Oh, that means you a pedophile. Because my daughter's a baby. Damn. So Ronnie Evans is willing to, he likes to fuck toddlers. Damn. You just exposing yourself, Ronnie. You just exposing yourself. Ronnie Evans like to duke toddlers. Watch out for Ronnie Evans. That motherfucker, he be on preschool out there. You know what I'm saying? He be going out there in preschools and schoolyards and stuff like that. You're sick, Rodney. You're sick. You're sick. Nah, we're gonna have fun with Rodney and stuff. We gonna have fun with I like he exposed himself, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, I like white blonde teenagers. Look at that. Now we're gonna really kick him out for that one. Hold on. Where that? Look at that. Look at that. We gotta get this guy. We gotta get these pedophiles out of here. Too many pedophiles in these in too many pedophiles, man, in boxing community. How you got pedophiles in boxing community? That shit is that's crazy. There's not even enough. There's not even enough women in the boxing community, so you could be talking ish about women and trying to find a blonde teenager. It's gonna be hard to find blonde teenagers in a boxing community. I don't know, but but anyway, yo, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about boxing. Let's talk about boxing and what transpired yesterday. Errol Spence, y'all already know, became a 3-belt holder, taking guys one by one. Pause. Dennis Ugas. I'm gonna say this about Dennis Ugas, man. A modern day war, modern day gladiators. But it's like I dropped the video early today, and I said, I dropped the video early today, and I said, it takes heart to get in the ring. It takes balls to stay in the ring. It takes skills to pay the bills. But it takes all of that plus the killer instinct to beat Errol the Truth Spence. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following the channel since day one, I've been highly critical of Errol. But I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it honest because, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep it real. I was very critical of Errol Spence because I'm a fan of Keith Thurman. So, yes, early in the days, you know, people we used to debate and have dialogues. Oh, yeah, man, y'all talking about my guy, Errol Spence. Keith Thurman. So it became you know what I'm saying? Just like right now, when there's fans that are fans of Terrence Bud Crawford, and they're not going to give credit to Errol Spence because they're so much of a fan of Bud Crawford. I was there once, you know, But once I feel there's a responsibility to keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively, when Punch Drunk Boxing, when I established Punch Drunk Boxing, I said, you know what? We could be voices, but we gotta be the real, unbiased, logically, and objectively voices in the sport of boxing. There's too many biases that's going on in these type of platforms, so we gotta be real. We gotta be very, very fair. Punch Bud has a bigger killer instinct than Spence, but hey, that's why this is the perfect fight, because I believe that Bud Crawford has the heart, has the balls, has the skills to pay the bills, and he has the killing instinct. I can't say that for Keith Thurman, even though that I would love to see a fight, but he does not have the killer instinct. He told me that he don't have the killer instinct after the Manny Pacquiao fight, and he told me he doesn't have the killer instinct after the Mario Barrio fight. Dennis Ugas, I said it time and time again. I even said it. Me and Ugas, we tweeted at each other. I said, Dennis Ugas, and I've been saying for a long time, Ugas, you are too humble. You are too nice. You are just too nice. And Dennis Ugas humble was in the ring last night. His humbleness, too humble. Because in that 6th round, when you did hurt Errol the True Spence, and you was admiring that you hurt him, you were mesmerized that you hurt him. You send him to the ropes like no man has ever sent Errol the True Spence to the rope. You hurt Errol the True Spence like no man has ever hurt him. And you ain't go for the kill. You was too humble, like you are humble outside of the ring. Why? You think, and I said in the live, y'all was watching the live, smash the like button. Y'all was watching the live. I said, oh, hell. That was the biggest mistake, Dennis Ugas. And I said it yesterday in the live, and I still believe it today, tonight, that Ugas will regret that round for the rest of his life. You only get a few opportunities, and for some people in the sport of boxing, you only get one opportunity. Ugas will regret the 6th round for the rest of his life. That 6th round, if he's not mentally strong, will hunt him to the day that he dies. I'm being real, ladies and gentlemen. I love Dennis Ugas. I love it. He's ambassador. Fight for the Cuban, por la libertad de los cubanos. Ese round, that round would hunt him for the rest of his life. Mira estos tigres, mira estos tigres, mira estos palomos. Estos palomos no tienen vida. Estos palomos no tienen vida, mi gente. ¿Por qué eso? Good evening, yo, bro. Ugas looked good in the first 3 rounds, but neglected to stay active at all. Just waiting to counter. Spence killed that body. Good fight, good fight. Rider of the storm. Good looking out, my brother. I appreciate you, man. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for the 499 super chat. That's what I'm talking about. One of the members of Punch Drunk Boxing supporting the channel, man. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Greatly appreciate you. Indeed, it will have the great Spence hurt. Starbucks is hiring. Mods. Get him. Kill. Everyone is talking about Spence eye problem, but Ugas ended up being the one that couldn't see. Facts. And Errol Spence is just not winning. Errol Spence is breaking eyes. 2 champions, over the bone, broken. 2 champions, Kell Brook, and Ugas, over the bone, broken. Salute, salute, Jose, salute. Can't just have your cage up all fight. Now let the hands go. And I said it. Throughout my prediction. I said if you Dennis Ugas wants to approach this fight to being a counterpuncher, you ain't gonna survive, my brother. You're not gonna catch up to Earl the True Spence. He got the best output of all. Got the best output of the welterweight division since Manny Pacquiao. He's high value. He's a high volume puncher, and he has the motor of Chocolatito, ladies and gentlemen. Earl the True Spence is a machine when it comes to output. He just keeps on going and going and going and going. He does not stop. He does not stop. He just keeps on going. He keeps on swinging. He keeps on punching. He keeps on sitting down on his punching. He keeps on going to the body. He's trying to barbecue the ribs. He's trying to barbecue the motherfucking ribs. He has a motor. And if you can't go. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna keep it real. You can't go blow for blow with Pauls. You can't go blow for blow with Errol Spence. Not consistently. You could pick your spots. But Earl the True Spence, when the bell rings, the first bell rings to the last bell rings, you remember Duke? Is it Duke? You remember the train of Rocky in the movie? Huh? You remember when he was telling Apollo? You remember that? You remember that scene? When he told Apollo, I ain't never seen a man that got beaten up like this before. And the man kept coming after you. Now, we don't need a man like that in our lives. That's what Dan Birmingham is telling Keith Thurman. That's what Bomac may be telling Terrence Bud Crawford. That's what Celeste was telling you to Dennis Ugas. That's what every trainer may be telling their potential fighter and a potential opponent to Earl the True Spence. I ain't never seen a man get beat like that before. And the man kept coming after you. We don't need a man like that in our lives. As much as I am a fan of Keith, and Keith, you're calling out Earl the True Spence, you don't need a man like that in your life. It's hard for me to say that, folks. If anybody follow the channel, you know I'm a hardcore Keith Thurman fan. He made me love the sport again when I was losing love for it. You don't need a man like that in your life. You do not need a man like that in your life. Because Earl Spence smells it. There's a few fighters in the sport of boxing that smells that shit. Ugas couldn't smell when Errol Spence was hurt. He stepped back into the middle of the ring. You stepped back on Errol Spence? Ay, Dios mío, qué loco era Ugas. Hey, my friend, are you crazy? Errol Spence got that Texas blood, man. I ain't from Texas, but I know people from Texas. They some different type of, they got different type of, they got a different type of blood. They got a different type of water. Huh? They got different type of water. D Calico? Nah, D Calico. You serious? K Slay? The DJ? Nah. You serious? Wow. Rib cake. Oh, wow. Wow. My condolences go out to his family. Oh, man. Damn. He was losing weight. He looked at like in shape or something like that. What happened? What happened? Shit. Thurman versus Brook makes sense. Nah, I don't think Thurman is in Brook stage right now. I don't want y'all to disrespect Keith like that now. Like, Brook is like, he's really out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Keith Thurman only lost to Manny Pacquiao, y'all. I mean, come on, don't disrespect. You don't need that fight. Because with that fight, what you telling Keith Thurman that he's on his way out. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. He's still an elite welterweight, and he's still in position to get a title shot. But of course, we're not. We don't want nothing else but Bud Crawford or Errol Spence. Spence, Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. Spence Crawford or Crawford Spence. That's all we want. That's all we need. That's all their legacy needs at the moment. Tomorrow, well, right now is Monday. Monday, I want your manager, Crawford, and I want Spence manager to sit down 9 a.m. in the morning. That's what Bud Crawford should be telling his representatives. I want you 9 a.m. in the morning and go to Al Heyman immediately. Steven Espinoza immediately. Immediately. Real talk, New York with Jackie or Jankui. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Jankui. Sorry, English my second language. That's my excuse when I can't pronounce stuff. When I can't pronounce damn English my second language. I thought Crawford was going to be at Spence Ugas fight. Should have been. Everybody was looking at that fight. Because you know what? People's going to look at it regardless because the anticipation of Bud Crawford or Errol Spence. So of course that's going to have it's going to have, its thing. But of course now a lot of people's going to be, everybody now is going to be at financial advisors right now. We're going from hardcore fans to now when it comes to Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, everybody is an accountant, everybody is a manager, everybody is a financial advisor right now. That's what's going to happen. People are going to be talking about the 60-40, 80-20, 90-10, 70-30, 50-50. Everybody going to understand the pay-per-view back-end money. And the funny thing about it, ain't nobody never seen a boxing contract. That's what's funny. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't get carried away. Butcher my name. Janique. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for butchering it. I'm sorry. Janique. Got it. I'm sorry. So embarrassed of me. But yeah, everybody's gonna try to be. Everybody gonna try to be financial advisor. Everybody gonna be financial advisors, managers. Everybody gonna act like they know what's in the 60. Everybody gonna act like what's in the 40. Everybody gonna act what's in the 50-50. Everybody gonna act what's in the incentives. Everybody gonna say what's in the pay-per-view back end. All I'm gonna say this. This is all we could say that could actually make sense, right? Errol Spence is the top dog. 1. Errol Spence has 3 belts, which he needs to pay 3 sanctioning fees and 3 belt fees. That's 2. Errol Spence is the pay-per-view guy. Errol Spence has a stadium that he just packed nearly 40K. 40K. And you know where we got to give Errol Spence credit for it? Because he did it with his own 2 fists. He didn't need social media to get 40K in the building. He didn't need the social media. He need Instagram, Twitter. He barely really in that shit, to be honest. He didn't need, well, I'm not going to say that Floyd Mayweather didn't help him back in 2014, 15 when he said his name, but Floyd Mayweather stopped saying his name a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? By the time he was on pay-per-view, Floyd Mayweather wasn't saying his name like that. So Floyd Mayweather did not build Earl the True Spence, even though that a lot of people outside of America found out about Earl Spence when Floyd Mayweather in his time preparing for Manny Pacquiao, Everybody heard about, you know what I'm saying, while Keith Thurman and Floyd Mayweather was going at one another, and then Floyd Mayweather said, if you want to fight me, then you got to fight Earl the True Spence. And then everybody was like, who the Earl Spence? But if you didn't follow the Olympics, you didn't really know who Errol Spence was. But Errol Spence did not ride on the coattail of Mayweather or his name. Maybe Jervonta Davis did. Adrien Broner wanted to be a Floyd Mayweather, but Errol Spence was his own man. Different demeanor. An Olympian. Very humble. Errol Spence remind me of Big Bird's best friend, Snuffles. Hey, bird. Hey, bird. Snuffles. I call Errol Spence Snuffles. Look high all the time. Earl passed up signing with TMT. Facts. Pitbull Rayo showed out to punch. Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking about that, too. Pitbull. Serious. 40K and didn't fight a Mexican this time. Facts, Marlon. 40K and didn't fight a Mexican this time. So that was all Errol Spence. He's a star, a bona fide star. This wasn't. Let's be real. This was not Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan, and they only fighting because they just putting him there to build his pay-per-view numbers and bringing the UK crowd the same way they thought that Terrence Crawford, let's bring in Kell Brook to bring in the pay-per-view crowd, and that ain't happened because, of course, Terrence Crawford just don't. He just don't like to do this media stuff, and he don't do it very, very well. He feel like he's not obligated. Errol Spence was out there talking to everybody, every platform, and you got to give kudos to his team, putting him in the Pivot Podcast. I believe the Pivot Podcast is his best interview. Brian Custis did like 2 interviews with him. The 24/7 was very, very good. You know what I'm saying? Everything, having Jerry Jones, the football players, having the First Take interview with Stephen A. Smith. His team did everything great. You got to give a credit to his team. You got to give credit to his team. He said, imagine the numbers in the arena if Spence had actually got the pack fight. Wow. And that was not going to be in arena, right? That was going to be in T-Mobile Arena too. So that they just were going to pack in 17,000. Manny Pacquiao packed it up with 17 plus. You know what I'm saying? Almost sold out. But the pay-per-view numbers didn't do what it's supposed to do in terms of the money. I mean, the name of Manny Pacquiao. So we can't say that Ugas is not a marquee name. It's an elite name, but not a marquee name. But all we can say about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, we don't know the numbers. Because if it was up to me, look, I was the guy. Go to any YouTuber you want. Go to any YouTuber, any independent media, any media. I was the one that said Amanda Serrano is a 7-figure fighter. And if Katie Taylor, that fight is going to happen, you better pay up and give these women their money. 7 figures of money is in the pot. People will say, hey, yo, Punch, what you talking about the money in the pot? What are you talking about? Amanda Serrano only made this money. Katie Taylor already made this money. What is Amanda Serrano, what is she bringing in? Is she bringing in a country? Is she bringing in something? Nah. Nobody is, nah. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the sport of boxing, you and I don't know where the money is coming from. But I'm going to say it like this. There's a lot of investors. There's a lot of sponsors. There's a lot. Look, this is boxing, y'all. Over here, people wash their money. This is the Wild Wild West. If you got money, you could be in boxing. I'm not going to say that you're going to stay in boxing, but you could make something shake. I said Amanda Serrano is a 7-figure fighter. Pay her the money. There is money in the pot, and I know it. Guess what's happening now? She's getting her 7 figures with Katie Taylor, Madison Square Garden. And I'm saying it right now, right here. Errol Spence should not get less than $20 million. I ain't trying to be on people's pocket, but I'm going to tell you this right now. When I don't talk too much money about boxing, because I'm going to tell you like this. Boxing is a little secret society when it comes to the sport of money. When it comes to money, whatever's reported is not what they actually making. Errol Spence should not get less than $20 million. Punch, you going to Taylor Serrano? You're damn right I am. Oh, shit, can't wait. You're damn right, Egg. I'm going to that fight. The famous old boxers changing the game. Amanda, Clarissa, Alicia Baumgartner. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner with a great victory. 10 rounds. Short. It was only 7-day notice or something like that. Ride of the Storm, yeah. But the card was stacked with fights and fighters that attracted Hispanic fans. It was a good card. The cherry on top was Spence versus Ugas. True, but everything was it's true, but everything was just promoted heavy for Errol Spence. Everything from Jerry Jones. You know that Jerry Jones pushing an Errol Spence fight. Jerry Jones is like the voice of he's the voice of reason out there in Texas. He is the king of Texas. Jerry Jones is the king. So when Jerry Jones is pumping Errol Spence, America's team, Dallas Cowboys, oh yeah, everybody gonna come out. That was genius by Al Heyman to get Jerry Jones. That was genius by Steven Espinoza as well. Because people don't know that Steven Espinoza has a promoter's background. He's a promoter, he's a lawyer. And I'm going to tell you like this. Listen to what I'm telling you, folks. Listen to what I'm telling you. Al Heyman is getting old. The man that's going to take over, people want to be like, who's going to take, like, you know, like when people talk about Top Rank and Bob Arum, who's going to take over Bob Arum? Todd the Buff, right? He's going to take over Top Rank. Who's going to take over Al Heyman's operation? Steven Espinoza. Don't look to no other promoter. Steven Espinoza will be the new Al Heyman of boxing. Steven Espinoza was already signing these fighters to the networks. Shout out to Boots Ennis. Great deal. Multi-fight deal with the network. We don't need promoters. Brandon Lee signed a multi-fight deal with the network. Jervonta Davis will sign a multi-fight deal straight with the network. Cut off the middleman made with the promotions. And this is why you really seen a lot of Steven Espinoza. And he is talking more and more and more because Steven Espinoza will be the new Al Heyman. Bud and Spence will get more credit than Pacquiao Mayweather. If the fight happens this year, look, both of these fighters is already adamant about getting this fight done. And I believe that Errol Spence, even though that I've been saying it, folks, understand the business and understand the business, also understand the business of PBC. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but I got to let y'all know. I got to let y'all know because whether we want the Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford, it's still a lucrative fight for PBC. Al Heyman, the manager and advisor for both fighters, Earl the True Spence and Keith Thurman. They're going to use Keith Thurman as a bargaining chip as well. Like, hey, yo, my man, Terrence Crawford, I know that this is a legacy fight, but do you know that I got Keith Thurman? I could make more money with Keith Thurman probably too. So you better take what we're giving you. I think it's going to be, I think egos will have to drop. I think people got to be more humble. I think that it's not going to be a one-shot deal for Terrence Crawford because he still got fighters in the welter, because Al Heyman still got fighters in the welterweight division. I don't think that you're going to have to take a 3-fight deal or a 2-fight deal. Either you take a 2-3-fight deal. Yeah, we'll give you Errol Spence, but after this fight, you're going to have to fight Keith Thurman, something like that. But I don't think that Al Heyman is going to do a deal like Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant, because I don't think that PBC could afford for Terrence Bud Crawford to come with a one-fight deal, and perhaps, let's say, chance he beats Errol Spence, takes all the belt to another different network or the zone or whatever, and then what do you have? What does Al Heyman have for Keith Thurman? What does Al Heyman have for Stanionis? What does Al Heyman have for probably Ugas still going to be fighting? You know, you understand what I'm trying to say? The power is Showtime. Those belts for Boots Ennis. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's business. So Terrence Bud Crawford will have to fight a multi-fight deal like a Manny Pacquiao. They just not going to let Terrence Bud Crawford come like a Canelo Alvarez, pause, for a one-fight deal. Is not going to happen. That's my prediction when it comes. I'm not talking about money, but that's my prediction. I also feel that the feeling of this fight, 40,000, it was marketed very, very great. I feel like this pay-per-view, I think, reached to 400K. I actually think it reached to 400K. And if it reached to 400K, we already knew, well, whatever was reported, that Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas was 200K. If this Errol Spence versus Ugas did double that, motherfucker, Errol Spence is a certified superstar. Not just a star, but certified superstar. Now, there's going to be haters out there. They're going to be like, well, come on, Punch Drunk. 400K, come on, that's not $1 million. Around this time, it is. We also got to take into account that the reason also why people don't need to really sometimes buy the pay-per-view is because the highlight reel comes too quick. You know what I'm saying? The highlight reel, yo, you can watch the end of the fight. The fight ends right now, and then you go to Twitter, and they're already showing the highlight. So why, if everything, if we live in a society today that everything is about real, everything is about fast technology. If I could get a fight, because remember, you pay for the pay-per-view also to watch a fight, but we're boxing fans, we're sports fans. We watch a lot of this shit and we talk about it for bragging rights, right? If you were Errol Spence fan or you're a Bud fan or whatever, us fans, either you bet or you have bragging rights. You in a barbershop, you talking about it because, hey, yo, Errol Spence is better. Nah, Bud is better. Nah, look at his resume. It's all about bragging rights. As a fan, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. Punch, that skit you did with Al Hamon being that robot in that movie had me weak. Oh shit, John Doe. Mexicans really supporting Errol Spence. Say congratulations to him. What's so hard about saying that if you really support him in boxing? Makes sense. Espinosa is the media a lot more and more. Yeah, Mr. Knows Everything. Did Vada test them? Just asking. No hate. Good vibes. Errol Spence Jr. is like a different beast. I doubt if Bud can handle Errol Spence Jr. that night. Errol Spence was sharp, but you know what I'm saying? If we're going to take a little, if we're going to nitpick, because of course, you know, I don't, especially after a fight, I don't really like to nitpick, you know what I'm saying? But of course, there's boxing talk, and I don't think that Errol Spence's defense was that sharp. I don't think his left hand was straight. I think when he was missing that straight left hand, when he was trying to connect the straight left hand, you know what I'm saying? I think it wasn't that straight, and then he was missing wide to the point where he was leaving himself open with a right hand, and that's why you see Ugas connected with a right hand, and that right hand to me was it, you saw that it was, and I said this when I was talking about the build up and the technical side of things. You know what I'm saying? Where Errol Spence throws those straight hands and throws those jabs, those long jabs, stiff jabs after stiff jabs, it takes you longer than to guard up again. And that right hand was right there, and it hurt Errol Spence. That's the kryptonite to the southpaw. So let's say if Bud Crawford lands the right hand, and a lot, of course, you're going to be playing this thing. What about if it was Bud Crawford that landed the right hand? What about if it was Thurman that landed the right hand? What about if it was them? You know, Ugas is not known for power, and he hurt Errol Spence. I mean, what's the last time he hurt somebody? You know? So people going to be playing that, but Errol Spence is still young enough to tweak his defense. be smarter there. Yeah, it was lapses there when it seems like he was saying there was lapses there, mental rookie lapse when his 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 mouth guard got knocked out his mouth. But it was Ugas that knocked it out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that question by the dude in the press in the post fight conference saying, "Is this something with the mouthpiece?" Okay, because every time you drop it, this is the second time that you drop the mouthpiece, motherfuckers, because somebody knocked it out his fucking mouth. What's with these media folks, man? Who the fuck is giving them credentials? You better give Mr. Moonshine some credentials so I can ask the damn question. A lot of low blows last night. Now, it was just a lot of body shots. A lot of body shots. Great body shots by both men. Great body shots by both men. You know what I'm saying? And I said this. Look, Ugas got a low guard, so his face is always up. He gets hit in the face a lot. Also, you know what I'm saying? Ugas was just not in this game. And I think that Errol Spence just overwhelmed Ugas, man. He was just he was sharp with the body shots, you know what I'm saying? And then when eventually you go to the body and the head will fall, and that's what happened. I mean, he didn't fall. At least he didn't take a knee, but it's good that I guess it's good that the doctor stopped it. Dennis Ugas explained in his Twitter feed and Instagram that Errol Spence was the better man, and I think that he hurt him. He hurt his eye in the eighth round. Was it the eighth round? He said the round before or the seventh round, but I think that Ugas didn't have the killer instinct in that sixth round to do some damage. I think that if he would have pressed him, I think we would have seen a knockdown. But to be honest, that's all we would have seen. I think that Errol Spence would have got right back up, or if the referee would have gave him a 8 count, because a lot of times when a guy lands like that in the ropes like that, get punched, they usually sometimes they call it a knockdown. But anyway, I think that's irrelevant because I think that Errol Spence Jr. was going to come out firing anyway. He said he needs to buy a new mouthpiece because it's not molded to his mouth. He got hit while looking for his mouthpiece. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that was a strange, like a little excuse, man. You got your mouthpiece knocked out of you. But I don't think that even if they would have given him an eight count, that would have never mattered. I think that he was gonna come out strong like he did and give this just he beat the hell out of Ugas. Um Errol Spence is 32 years old, and in the sport of boxing, I always say that the age of 27 and 32, that's really the age that where your intellect and physical ability is coexisting at the highest level. So I think Earl Spence is, he's just he found the love again for boxing. He's dedicated to the game. I love the interview with the Pivot. If you ever go catch the interview, you know what I'm saying, the Pivot interview, Pivot podcast. I think that's the best interview. And he said a lot of things that I like to hear. You know what I'm saying, when he was talking about his family and things of that nature. And I always give props to Earl Spence Senior because he don't get credit for a lot of people give credit to a lot of fathers. And I always say that fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing, and people should give a lot of credit to the fathers. You know what I'm saying? In society, we like to say that there's fatherless children. They always always trying to shy off the fathers and talk ish about fathers not taking care of business. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, that's all you see: the relationship, the camaraderie, the combination of father and son, and that's a beautiful thing to watch in the sport of boxing. So the work that Earl Spence Senior has done for his son, and building the principle and morals. So even if Earl Spence will go to the left or the right, in life, there's always a center there. And shout out to the Spence family, the mother and the father. It's always important. You know what I'm saying? I know things happen in life, but it's great to raise your children with the mother and father in the household, and I think that's where his value comes from. So when he does shy away from the values, there's always a center and to get back on track. And that's why it's very valuable. Family, love, and things of that nature. And we saw also how great of a father, you know, Errol Spence is. You know what I'm saying? Seeing his daughter, seeing his son. And this is what you want to see from an American athlete, well, an athlete in general, but in boxing, we've seen a lot of fighters with dysfunctional backgrounds, right? And we don't see that from Errol Spence. So we see the the importance of family. We see the importance of fatherhood, and from senior to junior to a relationship with him and his woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what we love to see, and that's what we need to emulate, and that's why Earl the Spence Jr. Also, he's an Olympian. You know what I'm saying? Represented USA in the Olympics. So he is the face of American boxing right now, and I'm happy and I'm proud that we have Earl Spence as the face of USA boxing. And we want to know how, and I hope everybody else, you know, we have young fighters like Devin Haney. We have young fighters here from Lopez is going to get back on track, I believe. So he was running. He did something special, and I believe he's going to do something special again. We have Shakur Stevenson going to be fighting Oscar Valdez, and he's going to be also one of the face of USA boxing again. But right now, Earl the True Spence, right now, is leading the way right now, and I'm happy. And I'm happy. I like the turnout. I like the support, and it's great for boxing. Say, I hope you're ready to sign up to join the military if America goes to war. I don't know what was that for. But hold on, give me a second, y'all. So it's a great weekend of boxing, and let's talk about the Isaac Cruz. The Isaac Cruz, I dropped the video right after the fight, and I said, Ryan Garcia been calling out Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz is legitimate power in the lightweight division, a legitimate marquee name that could be a marquee name. I do believe that a Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz out there in Texas or Cali is going to do wonderful numbers. I think it's going to be a good event. Isaac Cruz, who did very, very good versus Gamboa. And of course, I believe that Gamboa is actually a fight that they're going to engage Isaac Cruz with the likes of Jervonta Davis performance with Gamboa, or the way that Devin Haney performed versus Gamboa. Isaac Cruz showed that Gamboa, I think he retired Gamboa. And I'm actually I was very irritated by Gamboa's trainer, because you got to understand your fighter's age, the punishment that your fighter's been getting throughout the years of the sport of boxing, and you was not even trying to stop the fight or throw in the towel. It looks like that trainer wanted Gamboa to be dead. I was very, very frustrated with the motherfucking trainer, for real, bro. You don't care about Gamboa. He got kids, he got a wife. Nah. He was getting beaten up from pillar to post. Isaac Cruz is a motherfucking pit bull. All right? Isaac Cruz is doing his thing. I want to see a fight with Ryan Garcia and Pitbull. If Ryan Garcia want that work, Isaac Cruz, go get that work. Go get that work, Isaac Cruz. Go get that work. Also, we're going to be having, you know what I'm saying, like George Cambosa versus Devin Haney for the undisputed lightweight. So right now we got potential, great potential, not potential. That's going to be a fight for lightweight undisputed. We got the Errol Spence and Bud Crawford that can happen late next year. Undisputed. Demise Andre going out there in the UK. Demise Andre going out there in the UK to fight Zach Parker to become the WBO interim, to be the mandatory Alvarez WBO. And David Benavidez is going to be fighting David Lemieux to be the WBC mandatory interim, to become the mandatory to Canelo Alvarez. David Benavidez said yesterday, if Canelo Alvarez do not want to fight his mandatory, to drop the damn belt and let me fight for the vacant. We saw Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez out there about to go at it. Say, damn, that's what I'm talking about, son. Right, other song said, Punch, you think PBC will promote Isaac Cruz heavy, maybe headliner? I think so. Of course. And you know what the good thing about it now, that that Isaac Cruz is with MP Promotions. The MP Promotion is working with Al Heyman. Sean Gibbons, MP Manny Pacquiao Promotions, working with Al Heyman. The good thing about it is that we was always searching for who's going to be the young guy in PBC. It's not a lot of young lions in PBC, and no boost. And this is not what PBC, guys. All right. No, Brandon Lee is now with PBC. They're with Duncan, Cameron Duncan. So we used to say that, damn, PBC don't got that young, the young fighter that's going to really, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what they're going to do to Isaac Cruz. I would like to see Isaac Cruz and Ryan Garcia fight. They calling for it. They want that fight. Make the fight happen. Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez on April 30th. And I got to say, I'm sorry, y'all, but I gotta do the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. That's a fight that I've been waiting for a long time. I think it's the biggest fight and also one of the most important fights in the sport of boxing. Amanda Serrano, 7th Division World Champion. The Manny Pacquiao of women boxing. The knockout pound for pound queen of the sport of boxing versus Katie Taylor. The undisputed lightweight. I can't miss that for the world. That is my Errol Spence and Bud Crawford fight. Right there, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. That's how much important it is to me. You know? Hold on, I got you. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. So yeah. Smash the like button. That's what I'm talking about, D. Damn, D, supporting your boy, man. D, damn, he came a long way, brother. Hey, came a long way, man. We came a long way. They said there's some radical Spence fans here. Radical Spence fan. Well, I'm not reading radical. I just think that a lot of people feel like, you know what I'm saying, he did something special yesterday, enhancing his legacy. And I feel like, you know what I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to what is so wrong by praising fighters? You know what I'm saying? I think people get like mad when people just see people praising this. People say, oh, he's on his dick. Oh, he's on there. Like, we have this thing that let's praise the fighters, man. I mean, right now, this is April. It's heating up. We have Ryan Garcia. People want to see Ryan Garcia back in the ring. We see Ryan Garcia. We see Conor Benn. You know what I'm saying? The same day we see a promising future star at the welterweight division, and then we see Errol Spence on that night. We seen Chocolatito on March. You know what I'm saying? We about to see Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte. We're about to see Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. We're about to see Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. We're about to see Canelo Alvarez moving up, fighting for a world title versus Bivol. We're going to see Jamal Charlo versus Brian Castano, undisputed. We're going to see Nonito Donaire versus Uwe for the rematch for 3 belts. It's time for us to praise, uplift the sport. Just limit the criticism, limit the accountability. You know what I'm saying? Because really the accountability has to go with the people with the suits. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm trying to say? Boxing is good right now. It's beautiful right now. We even heard that Andy Ruiz is going to be fighting Luis Ortiz. That's a great fight in the heavyweight division as well. You know what I'm saying? Usyk going to be fighting AJ. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is, oh my goodness. Man, boxing is giving me an erection. Come on, yo. What about the Jervonta Davis versus Rolly Romero? I like to see Jervonta Davis back in the ring. I think Rolly is a good character in the sport of boxing. But I just think at this time for Jervonta Davis, I just think that I think he's going to be 28 years old. I just feel like that fight does not enhance his legacy for a special potential talent like Jervonta Davis. I think that does really nothing to his legacy at this point of his career. We got Devin Haney, a young talent. These guys were supposed to be the freshmen. You know what I'm saying? Jervonta Davis was supposed to be the senior, And Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, these guys were supposed to be like the freshmen in high school. But these guys already, Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, Nakatani, Richard Comey became the king in the lightweight division. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney about to fight George Kambosos to become undisputed. Shakur Stevenson is going to be a 2-division world champion and fighting for unification bout versus Oscar Valdez. Like, we need to see the enhanced legacy for Jervonta Davis. They're doing his dirty work. He was supposed to fight Lomachenko. You feel me? So I just feel like I'm a fan of Jervonta Davis, and I do think that Jervonta Davis feel the same way now that we're feeling, now that he's cutting ties with Mayweather Promotions. So the good news is that Jervonta Davis is leaving Mayweather Promotions, and I believe that we're going to see what we've been waiting for from Jervonta Davis after this fight. I'm looking forward for the fight because I'm a boxing fan, so I'm looking forward for that fight. Yep.
What's going on, Mr. Punch Drunk Boxing?
Is this rap store boxing? Rap store boxing knowledge. The voice of the UK, London, Manchester, Sheffield, Scotland.
Hey, listen, my brethren, man, you're always hyping it up all round the clock, 24/7 boxing, reaching different places in different parts of the world. But yo, big shout out to you, to the subscribers, to everybody, and let's talk about it, man. So yo, Errol Spence is the face of American boxing for me. And as far as I'm concerned, after the way that I saw everybody coming out, he is a star punch. He's bringing out over 40,000 people. This man looks like he's the cash cow. And I think he can not single-handedly, he needs the dancing partner. But do you believe that this fight between him and Terence Crawford can bring back that buzz for the United States and American boxing? Do you think Errol Spence and Terence Crawford can bring back American boxing?
I think that we're living in a special time right now in boxing. We're living in a very, very special time in the sport of boxing. I believe that this is the fight that the fans want to see. At the fans is close of getting this type of this type of fight. I think it actually makes more sense that it's happening right now because it's for all the gold, all the marbles. They're in the height of their career. I just think that is a perfect time, and they should not blow this. They should not blow this opportunity like the way that Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua blew that opportunity. This is the fight that the fans, one of the most important fights of the sport of boxing, and I think that both of these men understand. I think both of these guys are humble enough to understand the legacy behind this fight and how much is important to the sport of boxing and their legacy. Yep.
Yes, my brethren, Punch. What I'm saying is the hype generally behind it. The American fans have been waiting for this fight for over 3 years. This is a fight that people have been fighting about, arguing about. The American people have been going back and forth. You know, the YTBC have made a life about going back and forth about this fight. This fight has to be the biggest fight for America right now. And I'm sure this will encourage American boxing. I'm sure by the fans looking at the magnitude of this fight, this is like, you know what? America is running the welterweight division. This is the Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't you agree with me? Don't you think?
I believe so. Yes, this is what it is, and I just don't think that this is great for American boxing. It's good, of course, for us, but I think it's great for the world of boxing. This is four world titles. The lineal title as well is going to be on the line. This for the top dog of the division. This is going to be one of the fights that the world is going to remember. You know what I'm saying? This is a legacy fight, not just for this generation, but for the generation of boxing. The historic that is historically is a historic matchup, and this fight needs to happen. And I believe that the guys in the business suits is going to make this fight happen. If they don't, they're doing a disservice for these guys' legacy. They're doing a disservice to the sport of boxing, and I think it's gonna be a riot. Goddamn it! I think it's gonna be a riot. Rap star. It's gonna be a riot if this shit don't happen.
Yeah, but Punch, I'm gonna say this year. At the end of the day, between Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, the biggest fight in America, bruv. I mean, this fight is legacy. And do you believe the winner of this fight between Bud and Errol? Do you think Bud's 35 years old? Do you believe Bud, if he wins, he'll stay in boxing?
No. I'm not gonna say that he will leave the sport of boxing, but he's 35 years old. How much do you have? I mean, Bud Crawford hasn't taken a lot of punishment in the sport of boxing, but how long are you going to last? You know, I don't think that this fight, as it is the fight that's going to sustain boxing because of the age. Now, if this fight would have happened, and if this fight, if they was younger and everybody wanted to see this fight, let's say they was on the same division
Mm.
and they was 27 years old, 26 years old, then I could see that this gonna sustain for another 10 years. You know, they're gonna sustain the height of boxing. But since he's 35 years old, Earl Spence is 32, and say he probably got 3 fights left. He would like to fight 3 fights left in his career and things of that nature. Um, the young fighters will have to pick up the slack. The guys like Jervonta Davis, the guys like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. These guys gonna have to pick up the slack.
So then I'm going to turn the question then. I've got to turn it then. If Bud Crawford is a man that if he wins, he'll just go into the, and just live his dream and stuff with his family and he'll just be done with boxing. You can't blame him. But if Errol Spence wins and Errol Spence becomes undisputed, I believe Errol Spence will do more for the American boxing because him being a bit younger, him still wanting to be hungry and wanting to go at 154, maybe he'll want to challenge himself at 154. But, people called some people delusional about a year ago. And I remember there's a friend of mine from the other side of the pond. He's on the channel today. His name's D Calico. People attacked him when D Calico said after if Errol Spence becomes undisputed and beats Bud, the only biggest money fight for Errol Spence is Canelo Alvarez. Now, I know that people are going to hate on that, but let's keep it real. Look, Errol Spence might be a $20-30 million fighter. Now his stock might have raised. But the only time he could ever get that kind of money and life-changing money, this man lives on a farm. He's got fucking horses, pigs and chickens and God knows what else to feed. You know what I mean? Errol Spence lives on fucking 400 acres in Texas. Motherfucker, he's feeding fucking about 60 animals. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna be fighting for no fucking grass. This man's gonna want the Canelo Alvarez money. Now, all those haters who said, oh, people are delusional, listen to what I'm saying. If Errol Spence becomes undisputed and he goes and challenges himself at 154 and beats a good name, the only biggest money for him is the king, the cash cow, Mr. Payday, the number one, pound for pound, Canelo Alvarez. What have you got to say about that, Mr. Moonshine?
I think that Earl Spence can make his 20 mil without Canelo Alvarez. I think this is the fight.
Canelo pays you big
Well,
money.
let me answer. I think that Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford is the fight that the whole world of boxing wants to see. So I don't think there's supposed to be chump chains going around. This is the fight that y'all want to see. Y'all shaming both of us if we don't fight each other. Like, what is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing right now? Tell me, what is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing? Name me 3 fights, and you tell me where is Earl Spence and Bud Crawford. Because you can't tell me that Bud Crawford, Earl Spence is going to get what? $5 million guaranteed, $6-8 million guaranteed. Nah.
No.
It's time for the people to pull out them.
This is big, Mr. Payday.
Exactly. It's time for them to pull out their checkbook. It's time to give Earl Spence $20 million, in my opinion, and probably Terence Bud Crawford. You double what he's been making. You know what I'm saying? He made $7 million. You give him $14 million. 20, $14 million. That's not too much to ask. PBC was going to give Canelo Alvarez all that money, $100 million for 2 fights. Huh? So don't tell me I don't got that money, because this is the fight that we all want to see. This is the Canelo Alvarez Triple G. This is the Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, Bud Crawford, and Errol the True Spence. You better pay up that money, pay these men, because this is the fight that the world want to see.
But what I'm saying is, can you imagine if Errol Spence beats Bud, becomes undisputed? Do you believe that the fight... Hey, catch the super chat, bro.
Sosa Smith was good. Told you they've been marinating it. Bud, Charlo, Nello. I don't know. Right now, let's worry about Bud Crawford and Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. Canelo Alvarez is doing his thing. He did his thing. He already fought the fight that the world of boxing wanted to see. Right? He's gonna fight the same guy again. I'm not even big on the trilogy, but the biggest fight in boxing will be, and to be honest, I think the heavyweight division even lost a little bit of that momentum, because I do believe that, yes, Tyson Fury, if he beats Dillian Whyte and then goes against Usyk for undisputed, I don't think it's still a bigger fight if it would have been Anthony Joshua or Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. This is the biggest fight. This is the fight that the fans want to see, that's been marinated, that people been fighting for and arguing and
people
threatening each other's lives.
Yeah, but people can never forget the day when Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso said that the only man that they'll ever entertain at 160 is Errol Spence Jr. And that has stuck with Errol Spence and his head. For some reason, I believe that that's the biggest goal for Errol. That if he beats Bud, I believe, Punch, that he'll start saying things like this, that's the biggest fight for him. Because listen, Canelo Alvarez was already embedded that on Errol's brain. Guys, so I think that's a big fight for Errol Spence.
But guys, man, 147, 154, 160, 168, guys, come on, guys. Come on. Let's come back to Earth, guys. Earth.
But
Earth
he
is
said
here.
That, bro.
Earth is here. You're trying to say that Errol Spence is going to jump 5 weight classes. We're not talking about
Canelo Alvarez said that he will fight Errol at 160.
Yeah, but when was that?
That was about, I don't know, 14 months ago.
Man, he ain't going back to 160 to fight nobody.
But he already said that to Errol.
All right, but that was
because
almost
Canelo Alvarez knows. That's a big fight.
That was 3 fights ago. He's in 175 right now.
He said that.
He said that, but nah, he's not gonna do it. He is not gonna do it.
Okay.
He's not gonna. It's not about Canelo doing it. It's Errol Spence doing it.
Well, we can only see.
Do you believe it's gonna happen? Do you believe that Errol Spence is going to jump 5 weight classes up to fight Canelo Alvarez?
I believe Errol Spence, if he becomes undisputed, beats Bud, and the life-changing money that they can offer him to fight Canelo, I believe he will go at 154. Have a good fight at 154, and if he can and then he will have the fight at 160. I believe Errol will go to 160 to fight Canelo, but he won't go more than 160.
Yeah, and I'm saying Canelo is never going to go back to 160.
But Canelo did hint, and his trainer did hint for a big money fight. They would entertain Errol Spence at 160.
So you think that Canelo Alvarez was draining himself 15 pounds?
Well, then why did he say it then, bro?
That was in the past. That was just talk. They're not gonna. That's not gonna happen.
Man of his word, bro.
Nah, ain't no man of his word. This is boxing. The man of your word is in the contracts.
I don't know. I just feel like it can happen. I think this fight, maybe can happen. Let's
save this. Okay, so let's save this part right here. Let's edit this part out. Let's keep it on your phone. We're saying that we expect Errol Spence. Like, forget about Canelo Alvarez going to 160. It's not going to happen. He hasn't fought in 160 since when? Since he beat who? Since 2018, he hasn't fought in 160. He's not going to go to 160.
Then if he said that and he didn't mean it, then that's another thing.
Yeah, man, and not at
If
this
Canelo
point.
Alvarez said that and he didn't mean it, then that's another thing.
Yeah, he said it when he was fighting at 168. Out the only way he said the team said the only way I go back to 160 is for the Errol Spence fight, right? Okay, he's 168. He was saying that when he was training at 168. Now he's on 175. And he's gonna stay there for more than I think couple fights. I don't think he's gonna go back to 168 unless is he gonna fight David Benavidez? Is he gonna fight Demetrius Andre? Is he gonna fight Zach Parker? Is he gonna fight David Lemieux? Who's gonna fight at 168? The trilogy that say he's only going there for the trilogy, but is he going to 160? No, man, he ain't going no one. And Earl Spence walking around is one thing. You know what I'm saying? Walking around at 190, 180 is one thing. To train, and then you got to remember that Canelo Alvarez is going to rehydrate too. Like people forget that he's going to rehydrate.
Punch. For life-changing money, did Amir Khan fight Canelo Alvarez?
Yes.
Did Kell Brook fight Gennady Golovkin?
Yes. Two weight classes.
So what I'm saying is,
that's two weight classes. You got to break it down. You got to break it down in content. That's two weight classes. You were asking Errol Spence to probably go to 5 weight classes.
How's it 5? 147, 154, 160, 168.
175.
But why is he going to need to go 175 when he's going to be fighting at Golovkin at 168?
Because by the time that Canelo Alvarez got Triple G, right? The next after the Bivol fight, and you think that he's going to want to fight Errol Spence, so he's going to go for undisputed 175.
I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't know if Canelo can come to 160. I don't know. But if it was a mega fight and Canelo Alvarez did say it himself, so did his trainer, and you're saying, well, that's something they said in the past, then you know what? Let's keep it in the past. If you don't think that's something that can happen, then maybe it won't happen.
Look what Logic said. Canelo makes life-changing money every fight.
Yeah.
So what's the life change? What more is he gonna get with Errol Spence?
Anyway, you got another super chat.
Errol already gets huge paydays. Not Canelo paydays.
Yeah. And that's the problem.
Paydays.
See, my problem is this: does Errol Spence get stuck after Terence Crawford to make life-changing kind of money anymore?
Yo, there's people out there that don't think that he could beat Earl on Bud Crawford, and we're thinking about Canelo Alvarez now.
No, I'm just asking. Look, we asked about Bud Crawford first. What would he do if he wins? You said, well, he's 35. You think at some point he'll just retire then, right?
Yeah, he could retire, go to 154. But I was trying to talk about sustaining the American. If this is the fight that brings the American back, that was the content of the question.
Yeah.
So yes, I believe that this fight is going to bring all the eyeballs, the attention, and things of that nature. But is it going to sustain it? No, because I feel like Bud Crawford is 35 years old. He could be in his way out for 2 more fights. Earl Spence could be out in maybe 3 fights. I don't know. The 154 is not a lot of marquee names, so you're probably gonna have to skip that. 100. You know what I could see? I could see a big fight with Earl Spence versus Jaime Munguia. I could see that, and I think that fight will make a lot in Texas.
Really?
I could see Errol Spence and Jaime Munguia at 160. Maybe I could see Errol Spence.
You don't think Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz is a big fight in Texas?
Yeah, of course.
You don't think that's a bigger fight than Jaime Munguia and Errol Spence?
Yeah, but I don't think that Errol Spence is going to stay at 147 unless that Virgil Ortiz move up to 154. Mike from Boston said Errol Spence has 0 chance against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, I believe so too, Mike from Boston. Like we're talking about the right hand that sent this guy back. I'll tell you like this, he will fucking wreck that retainer on his face.
We don't know.
Canelo Alvarez would damage.
One thing I do know.
He would think he was fighting the Ferrari.
A lot of people and a lot of professionals and a lot of people said this a long time ago, that Errol Spence will become a better fighter when he moves up in weight. He stayed too long at this weight. As he moves up, he's got a lot to offer. And I do believe that. I believe Errol Spence will fight better at 154. Maybe he's a fighter who stayed too long at 147. And maybe the best of Errol Spence is when he comes up in weight. So we don't know that.
I believe so too.
I'm telling you, a lot of people, professionals, said that a long time ago, that Errol Spence will fight better at 154. But we'll see. We'll see what happens at that point. But what do you think about Isaac Cruz? Now, this is my point. Do you think Devin Haney really don't punch that hard? When you saw Isaac Cruz, how he dealt with Gamboa, is this why people say that Devin Haney's got pillow fist?
I mean, he could have pillow fist, but it stings enough to get him wins, and he has the skills and the movement and the jab. He has the skill set to win fights. Not everybody has the. He's showing that. He's showing that other fighters in the past have shown us that power is not everything. Paulie Malignaggi is a two-division world champion. Andre Ward wasn't known for being a power puncher. People talked about Floyd Mayweather when he was Money May. He didn't have a lot of power, punching power. I'm not trying to compare. Yeah, and I'm not trying to I don't want to compare Devin Haney to great fighters like that. But even Paul Spendafora, he had a good career. He was a champion and limited power. So I think that Devin Haney is doing good, especially right now in the lightweight division, with the power that he has. Now the question is,
you got to admit though, he's got subjective power. Now you see Little Cruz, how
but he's winning. But he's winning a lot of rounds. So until he fights that type of fight, he's winning every round. So it's good enough. The power is good enough.
It's good enough. It's good enough. I mean, therefore, that's why he has to fight in such a way. He has to use all his attributes. He has to use his lateral movement. He has to use his legs. He has to use his jab. He has to be that focus from the first round to the 12th round because he doesn't carry power in his fist.
Now, I still want to stay with the Errol Spence right now. Hold on. I want to stay a little bit because I think there's a lot of things to talk about because are we living in the moment? It's like, let's say this comment. I agree with Rap. Spencer looks special. Did he look special? Well, did he look special versus okay, after the Mikey Garcia fight, can we say that, oh shit, he'll fight Canelo Alvarez? No. How about the Sean Porter fight? I mean, that was before the car accident, right? Did the Danny Garcia fight make you think that? Did the Ugas fight made us think that?
No,
is he special enough? Is he special enough?
Special.
Is he a special welterweight, or he's a special fighter that could be like Roy Jones Jr. and dominate divisions, Mayweather divisions by divisions? Is he that special? Is he a Canelo 4-division world titleist? Is he Oscar De La Hoya 6th-division world title? Is he special, or he's just a great welterweight of this era?
Well,
are we getting carried away of the performance?
Well, let's remember this though. Marvin Hagler was special, and Marvin Hagler was not a multi-weight champion. But Errol Spence, I believe, will definitely can become a 2-3-weight world champion. And why I say that is the Errol Spence who's focused, who can stay on his motherfucking farm and feed the fucking animals. That Errol Spence who can stay away from trouble and be disciplined to the sport with the hunger that he showed me with Ugas. When he showed me how special he was when he beat Kell Brook in my country, I knew Errol Spence is a fighter who stayed too much at 147. I believe Errol Spence can become a multi-weight champion. Yes.
These guys did it while they was young. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. He's 32. How many division world champion think he's going to win?
I think he can become 154 for sure. And he got a shot at 160 if he cleans up at 154.
Mike Boston, yeah, my brother. I just did right now.
Yeah.
Jump in, brother. Well, I think that smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Sosa Smith, good looking out. Appreciate that. Earl said 154, 160. See, best Spence. He's focused now. I think he is focused right now. And I think he was very sharp when it comes to other punches. The body shot. He became the body snatcher again, in my opinion. He was throwing a good body shots. He was the output was beautiful. Was beautiful by Earl, the truth Spence. I think that the straight left hand, I think he was missing it, and he was wildly missing it. And that's why I just saw I saw his face to be visible to many counter rights. If it was somebody else, I think that Ugas just didn't throw enough punches and just didn't have the killer instinct or maybe he just respected Errol Spence too much. I don't know, but I just feel like there was a lot of openings to be taken and he didn't take it.
Yeah, but also you got to remember this. At the end of the day, Errol Spence got hit off guard as well. And yeah, when he came back off the ropes, it didn't take him long to compose himself. He has a great resistance. Errol Spence is a guy that shows me that even when he gets hurt, he adapts quick. You know what I'm saying? And Ugas probably saw that. That wait, there, I can't just go into this guy. This guy might hurt me right now. This is the time where Ugas thought he'll just compose and see if he can, you know what I mean, use his work rate. But that was a big mistake because yeah, Errol Spence might have been a little bit shook from them punches, but I believe Errol Spence was still, you know what I mean, very focused.
So at 160, who wins? Demetrius Andre or Errol Spence?
Well, right now it's different, isn't it? I'm saying if Errol Spence goes up to 154, slowly challenges himself and shows me that what everybody's been telling me about Errol for a long time, that as he grows as a fighter, this is the time that you're going to see him with way more strength at 154.
No,
So
but
now,
I'm
just saying, if he dominates at 154, then
but I'm asking
then
you,
we'll
but
talk
I'm
about
asking
that.
you because we
Then
were
we'll
just
talk
talking about
that, but we can't talk about that right now.
But okay, but we was just talking about Canelo Alvarez.
We're saying that if this guy becomes undisputed and goes to 154, beat some names, then it's only Canelo Alvarez. We said that, didn't we? Come on, bro.
Who you think? But I'm asking you, who wins, Errol Spence or Demetrius Andre at 160?
Well, now it's a different challenge, isn't it, bro? You're telling the man he hasn't even fought Crawford yet.
I'm just saying we was talking about Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence.
Yeah, but you can't just go fast forward, bro. We were saying that if he becomes undisputed at 147, goes to 154, beats some names, then
we ain't say that. We did not say that, motherfucker.
I said that. Go rewind the fucking
hold on, rap. We did not say.
Hold
on, rap. We did not say if Errol Spence beat quite names at 154, then we talking about Canelo. No, we went straight with the Canelo Alvarez, and I said, you bugging?
He's going to go to 154.
I say you bugging.
Fight some names, and then it's going to be Canelo Alvarez.
I can't. And then you said 160, right? What about Canelo? Yeah. So I'm asking you, do you think that he could beat Demetrius Andre at 160?
If he dominates at 154, then maybe I'll have a conversation with you. Yeah, maybe then, yeah. Why are you laughing, bro? Because guess what? Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Let me tell you why. You can laugh at this and laugh at this again. I always thought if Errol Spence got his feet wet at 154 and started to show people what he's about at 154, I always felt he don't just beat Jamel Charlo. I always felt Errol Spence beats both the Charlos. So, yes, Errol Spence can beat Demetrius Andre. Yes, Errol Spence can get a fight and at that level and show to the people that he belongs in that level. Because I believe Errol Spence was that guy that if he goes up in weight, he can beat the twins, the Charlo twins. I'm telling you, laugh at me as much as you want. But he's more technically sound than the Charlo twins. And I believe Errol Spence's composure and just the way that he is as he grows as a fighter, if he gets to 160, Demetrius Andre's in motherfucking trouble. Demetrius Andre's in motherfucking trouble. And let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. I don't care if people think I'm bugging. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what Mike from Boston says. Oh, you're bugging right now. I'll bug you some more. I'm telling you now, Errol Spence is technically sound better than both the Charlo twins. Now keep talking.
Okay, listen to this though.
Mm.
This is
Well,
the.
anyway, Mike, how you feeling though? You all right, bro?
I'm good, man.
You
But
know,
this is
we always have some banter with
yeah,
Punch.
no, I get it. But this is the thing, though. This is the definition of getting caught up in one fight. You have to remember what. You have to remember something. Ugas stood right in front of Spence, which is the worst possible game plan you could have. You never stand in front of a guy like that.
The
Number
same Ugas that beat Manny Pacquiao, but go on.
number two, Errol Spence was getting hurt multiple times by almost every time he got hit, and Ugas cannot punch. I'm telling you, that car accident, Errol Spence can no longer take those shots that he used to be able to take. Imagine him getting hit by guys at 160 pounds. Imagine even Jamel Charlo hitting him. He's not going to stand up, man. He nearly got stopped last night by fucking Ugas.
Hey, bro, Terence Crawford did the stinky leg against fucking Gamboa. Yeah?
Yeah,
The
that was.
same Gamboa we saw little Pitbull Cruz tearing apart.
Are you going to
Let me finish, Mike. Mike, come on. Boxing is boxing. Sometimes, yeah, it's not how you took a punch, it's how he came back from that punch.
Did you
And
see?
let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. Mike, Mayweather looked fucking horrible once when he done the stinky leg against Shane Mosley. And Mayweather got hurt more than Errol Spence has ever been hurt. So I don't want to hear, oh, yeah, but he got hurt. So what? It's how he came back from it.
It's not about
how he came back
that
from
though.
it.
It's not about that. But you have to think about the circumstance. Errol Spence was getting hurt. Almost every shot that was being landed on him, it was affecting him. Those shots didn't used to affect him like that. You had to see the difference. He got hit by Ugas, who's not a big puncher, and he was affected. You could see he was getting hurt multiple times. He was getting hurt to the body, hurt to the head. What's going to happen if he gets hit by a guy at 160 pounds?
I think this is where it is just like Mike said, we are living in the moment, because in reality we're not supposed to even talk about Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence.
Yeah, but this
not
is the
at
wrong
all
thing that we do in boxing. Yeah,
I know, but
let me tell
that's
you,
why
though,
I said.
you
That's
can't
why I
be
said.
saying that.
But
that's
why I said,
true.
let's come to earth. Let's come to earth. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just say this, my brother.
And this is just because we're going back to this conversation.
But let's get down to earth with this, Punch. Ugas was a great fighter. Ugas is the same Ugas that beat Manny Pacquiao.
He was a great. Let's keep it. He was a great boxer. He was a great boxer that is limited in punching power. But we can't, and we don't want to take nothing away from Errol Spence, but people are going to take away from Errol Spence if we start trying to compare him, that maybe Errol Spence could move up and fight Canelo Alvarez. So we're giving him great props. Errol Spence did a wonderful job, but then we jump into this Canelo talk or to the 160 talk. No, I think Jermall Charlo would also knock out Errol the True Spence, because it's just not 160, it's the rehydration. Where is Jermall Charlo going to be there fight night?
Look, I'm just saying this, bro. At the end of the day, there's a chance for Spence to even become a greater fighter at a different weight class, right? And I see that special attributes in Errol Spence. And I think that Errol Spence is a man that, just like he's made believers when people said that he ain't the same anymore. You know, he drinks too much. He hangs out in the clubs after the car crash. He's never the same anymore. You know, after the eye injury, he's never the same anymore. You got to just give the man a chance. The man they've been saying about this man that once he moves up in weight, there's better Errol Spence to come. And I believe he will be better at 154. You said it yourself, Punch.
I think,
he's draining himself. From how old has he been at 147?
He will be better. He will be a better Errol Spence, but that doesn't mean that the other guys are just going to not be good. That doesn't mean, look, we're not even talking about Errol Spence versus Brian Castano with that type of pressure. Or you think that he's going to outbox a Brian Castano? You think Brian Castano is not going to push Errol Spence to the ropes?
Bro, this guy's got power that he's breaking orbital bones himself.
But he's a volume puncher, though, and that only works against certain guys. Most guys are not going to stand there right in front of him and put their high guard up. And what's the main question is this: what's gonna happen when he takes a heavy shot from one of those other guys? If he can barely take a shot from Ugas, what's gonna happen when he
It's
gets
not
hit?
like he could barely take a shot, man. He took a couple of shots and he came back
Dude,
from it.
he did not look good taking those shots, man. He did not
Man, this
well
is
at all.
the problem with boxing, Punch. A man can do so good for 11 rounds of this fucking fight, yeah, boxing. We were speaking about this the other
Dude, he did great,
day.
man. He did great as far as his style of boxing against Ugas. It was a perfect style matchup. However, you have to admit, every time he got hit, it didn't look like it used to look when Errol Spence got hit. His chin was much more durable. I don't think he still has that quality. I'm sorry, I don't think he does.
No, but that's what I'm talking about, Rap. That this what I just said like 2 minutes ago. That he did great versus Ugas. He did good. Is the discredit is going to come when we start mentioning, oh, he could fight Canelo. Oh, you just said he has the chance to beat Jamal and Jamel Charlo. See, now it's like, okay, he still have not even beaten or fought but Crawford. People regard and people feel like he's the best welterweight. Pugilist regards him as better. Floyd Mayweather thinks he's the best welterweight. Andre Ward thinks he's the best welterweight. So let him be him in the style of Ugas and then be like, oh shit. Because in reality, yet, Errol Spence has not beaten. Well, I'm gonna say Mikey Garcia. I was gonna say he has not beaten a pound for pound fighter, but he couldn't even stop a Mikey Garcia. You're gonna get in the ring with bigger guys. Take care of welterweight because there's still young lions in the welterweight division. There is still Buck Crawford. There's still Thurman. People gonna be talking about Boots and people talking about Virgil Ortiz. And 154, there's other animals up there too. There
You
is
know
your
what? You know what I don't like though, yeah, is Mike from Boston is a proper boxing fan, yeah, and I don't understand how you can discredit a guy who's achieved such greatness as a three-weight world champion. As a three-belt world champion and beaten the best welterweights of our era, the Marvin Hagler of our era. He takes a couple of punches, right? Comes back, does great, shows great resistance, and Mike from Boston still is not happy with Errol Spence. He thinks he's not.
I'm not discrediting him at all. I'm saying he did great last night against Ugas. I'm not discrediting him one bit. He beats everybody else probably at welterweight. However, you have to admit that he does not look the same when taking punches the way he used to before the car accident. He looked like he was bothered a lot by those shots, and Ugas does not have heavy hands. I'm sorry.
Punch, did he look bothered to you?
In the sixth round, I
I
just
mean,
don't think that Earl Spence style, even when he's hurt or getting tagged, his thing is that he keeps on coming, just like Kell Brook. Kell Brook was tagging him, just like Sean Porter was tagging him. But his style is that some other people get on the shell. He just keeps on throwing. His offense dictates his defense. So even when he got in the sixth round, he bounced off the ropes and then he came back and he's just ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
that doesn't mean while he's doing that, he's buzzed. It's just that Ugas just they couldn't put no punches together. You have another fighter, you have Bud in that same position where he's a finisher.
Well, I'm with some of the subscribers today, bro. Errol Spence done great, and not just great. He's a dog. He's the truth. After 14 months, whatever layoff, and the way that he dominated the guy, I cannot do this to Ugas. We were speaking about this the other day, Punch. Even behind the scenes, you even said people are forgetting Ugas what his background is. The man is a good fighter. How he's beaten great fighters already. This is the same man who gave Brandon Figueroa his loss. He put that guy Mike Dallas Jr. in retirement. This is the same guy who's been fighting good fighters.
Yep.
Yeah, some people don't even know, but if he had beaten Sean Porter, look at his resume. A lot of people
He didn't beat Sean
What
Porter.
was-
a lot of people had him beating Sean Porter, and a lot of people feel that he deserved to win against Sean Porter. But look at the man's resume. If he had won against Sean Porter and he beat Brandon Figueroa, beat that other guy that he put in retirement, and then he beats Manny Pacquiao, we're talking about a guy that you can't discredit because Errol Spence dominated him like that. Let me talk about Terence Crawford right now. Terence Crawford wasn't dominating Sean Porter like that before he got the stoppage.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
He
Listen, wait. Okay, Mike. What was the score with you, Punch, before the stoppage with Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter?
I had a like a draw one round going into the, what was 11th, 10th round.
There you go, Mike. Look how close.
Yeah, but what happened when it came time for him to end it?
What I'm saying is,
how fast did they do that shit?
yeah, but what I'm saying is, now look, if the fight was that close, and you see how Errol Spence is dominating a guy who was in a close fight with Sean Porter. Now we know that he's dominating a champion. Now watch this, Mike. What's gonna happen if Terence Crawford is losing 7 rounds against Errol Spence, and then he's winning 4 rounds, and now we're coming into the championship rounds? What happens if Terence Crawford can't hurt Errol and he can't stop Errol? Do you think Errol Spence is not good enough to overcome those championship rounds if he's winning on the scorecards?
I don't think his chin can take it. That's the thing. And the bottom line,
his chin proved to me that he's in good condition.
How did it prove it when he was up against a guy who can barely, Ugas is not a strong puncher. We know that, and he was hurt. And also, you have to remember, the triangle theories do not work. We've seen that time and time again. We can't use the triangle theory about him versus Sean Porter and Bud versus Sean Porter. That is meaningless. We're talking about two different guys. Errol Spence against Terence Crawford, two different styles, and Terence Crawford, I feel, is a terrible matchup for Errol Spence. Terrible. It would be a nightmare for him. And now he's stuck. He has to fight him because he called him out. So we'll see what happens.
Tycho TV says 17 months layoff and he beat a champion halfway to death. Y'all always got to discredit and dissect the guy's style without considering he fought a certain way to be effect against his particular opponent.
I agree with Tycho TV.
That's why it's always good to break it down in content. Now, if Tycho TV just walking in there, the only it's going to sound like anybody's trying to discredit Errol Spence is because then they're trying to compare him to bigger fighters.
Exactly.
So this is why Mike from Boston is saying, but look at his punching power, because he's going off the conversation that we're having about him moving up. Now, we're just talking about welterweight. We're just talking about the Ugas. Not saying Errol Spence going to fight Canelo after, or he could beat the Charlos in the big at 160. Let's stay in the 147-pound division and let Errol Spence work his way up. After Bud Crawford, then we see in a 154 who's up there, because there's lines in 154. There's lines at 160. I know he's just not going to walk up there and he's going to be Superman up there. No, not yet. He's Superman here in the welterweight division, and that's what we're going to give him credit at.
And for the record, he did. I think I give him all the credit in the world, because I never thought that he would stop Ugas, and he did. And I give him credit for putting on a great performance. I'm not taking anything away from him at all. That's not the purpose of what I'm saying. I'm talking about it exactly what Punch said, in the context of talking about him going up to 160 and fighting a guy like Canelo Alvarez. I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, we're getting caught up in the
but you're not in his situation though. Listen. Let's remember this, yeah. You will never be put in a man's situation. Imagine this, Mike. Imagine you dominate the whole welterweight division and you become undisputed. You go to 154 and you beat a good name. Just say if he beats Castagna. Just say if Errol Spence fancies his chance and he beats him. I'm just saying.
But you're getting way ahead.
Let me explain this to you. Imagine if Al Heyman tells you, hey, listen, I can get you 50 million if you fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, you have never made 50 million in your life. Yeah, I'm just saying. Do you think that you would take that opportunity?
Well, that's not the issue. Whether or not he'd take the fight, is that what you're talking about? Whether or not?
Yeah, because you know that Errol Spence, if he can make 50, 60 million against Canelo,
Man,
You know,
Mayweather ain't even make 50 million versus Oscar. Come on, man.
no,
You
but
say
yeah, but
everybody
I'm
gonna
just
say 50.
saying this is a major
Chocolatito's gonna
fight.
say yes to Canelo Alvarez,
I'm
brother.
talking to Mike about a question,
Yeah,
man, and you're
yeah,
getting
but
involved in
the
that,
question
bro.
isn't about whether or not he would take the fight.
I'm just saying
Of
that's
course, he
just
would take the
that's $50
fight.
million, bro. You know who is gonna
Yeah,
say yes to Canelo Alvarez?
Everyone will take the fight. And again, you're getting ahead of yourself by saying once he goes up to 154, you're pretty much saying that he's going to beat Bud Crawford. I mean, he's got to do that first. He said go undisputed at
and
1.
just like someone says, it's not even 50 million after taxes. He'll be like 30 million. Like always, Moonshine always tells people.
I'd fight Canelo.
Moonshine always tells people how much money you got to pay other people and the taxes and your trainers and everybody else. You need 50 million to fight Canelo a punch. Errol Spence ain't stupid. He going in
Nicky,
there risking his life. He needs 50 million to fight Canelo Alvarez, bro.
I think Stanionis, Nicky, I think Stanionis did good. I still think that he needs a lot of fights. He was getting tagged up a lot, and I think to fight in the elite welterweight at the moment, nah, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready at all. I think he still should get more fights in before he fights, and he's too stationary, and he's gonna get tagged up, in my opinion. I don't think he's ready for the elites yet, but he's still young enough. Give him like 3 fights, and then he'll be ready.
Yeah, I guess so. But what else are you looking forward to, Mike? What's making you excited
I mean,
for
I'm looking
boxing
forward
right
to
now?
the. I mean, obviously the Dylan White. Tyson Fury White fight. That's going to be interesting. I mean, I think I don't know how competitive it's going to be, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of matchup that's going to be. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair with you, yeah, bro.
Chop it up. I'll be right back.
Yeah, to be fair with you, yeah, I see a lot of fans in England, yeah, they're going for Dillian White. Even the Anthony Joshua fans, I slowly see them on the media, yeah, going for Dillian White. But to be fair with you, if we're going to be really honest, I mean, yeah, I want Dillian White to win. Why not? He's from London, he's from the projects, you know what I'm saying? And I'm from London, but I got to keep it real with you. Do we really think Dillian Whyte can beat Tyson Fury? Or are we just getting hyped up because it's a big heavyweight fight and England's hyped up because it's got 90 over 1,000 people there? I mean, let's be honest. Do you really think, Mike, that Dillian Whyte is that guy to beat Tyson Fury? I mean, every heavyweight fight, you got a chance. He's got a puncher's chance. But apart from that, I don't think he has got a chance.
You're exactly, but but that's the thing though. You never know because he does have a big left hook, and anything can happen. But that's what I'm saying. It's interesting. I don't think it's going to be. It's not like the fight of the century or anything. It's not going to be all crazy competitive. I think Tyson Fury will dominate him most likely. However, it's still an interesting fight to watch. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the question was what am I looking forward to? That's one that's coming up that I'm definitely going to watch.
Yeah, but you don't think that Dillian Whyte can win this fight, right?
I would say it's 80-20 in favor of Tyson Fury.
Wow.
Wouldn't you?
I would say about 70-30. Maybe,
Okay.
I'll give
Yeah.
I'll give Dillian Whyte. He has to get a chance.
Okay. Yeah. 70-30. I agree with that.
Yeah, but what chance has Dillian Whyte got? A puncher's chance? Or do you think he can, get to the body? Do you think he can close the distance with Tyson Fury? Do you think the body snatcher can start breaking Tyson Fury down? Because I mean, isn't Dillian Whyte there for the taking?
Well, Tyson Fury cannot get into it. He can't start trading blows with him. I mean, that's the one thing he can't do. I mean, you don't want to do that. But I think Tyson Fury has. I mean, we've seen what Tyson Fury can do against a lot. We know who Tyson Fury is. We've seen Dylan White. But like you said, it's a 70-30 fight. I mean, that's just the best way to put it.
See, my problem is this, right? And this is to the chat as well. Dillian Whyte has been in life and death fights with people like Joseph Parker and Derek Chisora. And we know that Joseph Parker is Tyson Fury's just training partner. And we also know that Derek Chisora got battered when he fought Tyson Fury, especially in the second fight. Tyson Fury destroyed Derek Chisora. So my thing is, what does Dillian Whyte possess that those guys don't possess? So, for me, Dillian Whyte is nothing special. Yeah, he's got a good punch. You know what I mean? Yeah, he can punch to the body. But, let's keep it real, man. Tyson Fury got the height, the reach. He's a 6'9" beast. He can move around differently. And with Sugar Hill, you know what I'm saying? This man knows how to fight coming forward. And listen, let's be honest. Tyson Fury's took the hardest punch already, which is Deontay Wilder.
That's true, but the question is this: is what Tyson Fury are we going to get? Are we going to get is his mental state going to play a factor? Because that's the only way he loses. If he comes in there out of shape and all messed up in his head, that could present a problem for him. I mean, he did not look like he was in good shape that last fight against Wilder. I mean, I have to be honest. I thought he looked pretty bad.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what? He can lose, though, because let's be honest. Otto Wallin cut Tyson Fury's eye in the second round. Remember?
Yeah.
So look, heavyweight boxing, anything can happen. Imagine if Tyson Fury has an injury or his eye gets fucked up. But one thing we saw with Tyson Fury, that he even knows how to adapt with one eye. He even knew how to beat Otto Wallin with one eye. So, I mean, it's going to take something to beat Fury from Dillian Whyte. Does anybody in the chat think Dillian Whyte beats Fury on Saturday night?
I mean, I think it's very, very, very unlikely. However, it's like you said, anything is possible in the heavyweight division, especially with a guy like Fury who's, let me say, unstable. You never know, what he can change night to day, and in a matter of a week. Take the Tyson Fury that fought Wilder in the second fight, and then look at Tyson Fury in the third fight. Two different guys, in my opinion. Two completely different guys.
So what's the predictions then? Give me your prediction then, Mike, for Saturday night. How do you see the fight? The Gypsy King versus Dillian Whyte, the body snatcher. How does this fight unfold?
I think it'll probably, if I'm going to give my prediction, I would say it'll be a unanimous decision for Tyson Fury. I don't think he'll knock him out or stop him. He could, but that's not where I put my money. I wouldn't put my money on that.
So I'm going for Tyson Fury. I think he can stop Dillian Whyte in the 9th round.
Really?
I think Tyson Fury might be able to stop him, and I'll tell you why. I think Dillian Whyte is going to go for it. See, Dillian Whyte's fighting style, he's not very defensively sound. He only relies on big punches, and he relies on his aggression as well. And he relies on trying to break you down. So my thing is, his style of fighting, the only way Dillian Whyte survives, is if he's put into survival mode. And he starts to get himself to defend himself a lot. I just think he's going to go for it, and he's going to get caught.
Well,
and he's an exciting fighter. Let's not forget, Dillian Whyte's an exciting fighter. He's not going to just stay on his stool. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, but again, Tyson
He got no
Fury,
choice. He got no choice but to go for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he could outbox Tyson Fury.
Oh hell no.
I think he's gonna have. I think he in spots he could have success going to the body, because of course I don't think that a lot of fighters have approached Tyson Fury and just trying to go to the body to slow him down. But I don't think that Tyson Fury is going to do the same thing that he did to Deontay Wilder and trying to mule him. You can't mule Dillian Whyte. You know what I'm saying? He's stuck on his. He's on mud feet. He's big. You ain't going to just push around Dillian Whyte. So I think that Tyson Fury is going to try to be the traditional Tyson Fury and trying to outbox him from the outside, and probably like he did to Klitschko.
But do you think it's going to be dirty in the beginning? Like, I was speaking to someone else, right, Punch? They said this kind of clash up, they believe that there's going to be a lot of hugging. Tyson Fury is going to lean on Dillian Whyte. He's going to use that tactic to lean on him, try, in the clinch. And, in the clinch, Tyson Fury's fast as well. He's going to start to land on him.
Nah, I think that people is just watching. I think people is going about it. because they just looking at it when he fought Deontay Wilder and think that. Remember, Tyson Fury never really fight like that. That was just a tactic to Deontay Wilder. He was heavy, you know what I'm saying. Deontay Wilder's not good. If you just crowd Deontay Wilder, remember he has the 1 and 2. You just crowd him, use your weight. That was the tactic towards Deontay Wilder. He can't use the same tactic towards Dillian Whyte. That if you get close, now you're falling into the strength of Dillian Whyte. You're gonna go close. He's just gonna try to punch you, try to hit you with body shots. You know what I'm saying? You just putting yourself in a situation where you're falling into the strength of Dillian Whyte. And I think that Tyson Fury is smart enough to outbox Dillian Whyte in the outside. If he does get close, hit him with maybe short uppercuts and things of that nature, which there's a punch of Tyson Fury that he's not really good at throwing. So I don't think he's going to use that muling tactic on Dillian Whyte. He's too big for that.
So you don't think there's going to be a hug fest?
I mean, it could be a hug fest if Dillian Whyte, makes it dirty. If he could get to Tyson Fury, and we all know in spots Tyson Fury likes to fight to the level of his competition as well. So he's not a genius when it comes to defense. He got reflexes. He does struggle on spots like auto walling, fights after. He does struggle. He's been at the canvas numerous of times, even before Deontay Wilder. So he's not this defensive whiz. So I do see that Dillian Whyte could succeed in certain spots, but I think that Tyson Fury just got the intangibles to adjust.
Are we going to see any knockdowns?
I won't be surprised if Tyson Fury gets knocked down.
Yeah.
And I won't be surprised if Dillian Whyte gets knocked down. He got knocked down by Rivas. So
he got knocked down by Joseph Parker.
Yeah. So I see both of these. Look, all the heavyweights have gone down. I don't think no heavyweight is untouchable. Aside from I don't think that no heavyweight is untouchable. Everybody has hit the canvas. Aside from Usyk, who hasn't been there long enough, but everybody could be touched up. Ain't nobody defensive whiz in the heavyweight division. So. That's how I see that fight.
I wonder what kind of game plan that Sugar Hill's going to come up with, because he's usually about going forward to getting the stoppage, but this is going to be a little bit different. I wonder if what kind of game plan Tyson Fury's going to come out. I mean, you said you think he's going to look like the standard Tyson Fury that we see fighting from the outside. That's not really Sugar Hill's style. The Crunk Gym, I've never really seen him those guys don't really. Fight like that. They're usually about being aggressive, but I agree with you. It wouldn't be. I don't think that's the way to go about it.
Yeah, I know, but I think they're smart enough to it. I think they smart enough to adjust, and I think they smart enough, and Tyson Fury is smart enough to adjust. I just don't think. I mean, he could try to mule Dillian Whyte, but I just still think that it's just falling into the strength of Dillian Whyte. That's just body snatcher. I don't think that he's gonna be on his toes. He's gonna outbox him and things of that nature. I think that Tyson Fury could easily outbox Dillian Whyte. Easily.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you just said not long ago, Tyson Fury's new style of boxing, coming forward, knocking fighters out, is what people love. And in some respect, Tyson Fury has even said, and I'm sure you've seen this, Mike, that Tyson Fury keeps saying that I'm going to go for a knockout. I'm going for a knockout. I don't give a fuck about it. And I think Tyson Fury now is a believer of his power with Sugar Hill. After him knocking out Deontay Wilder, I think Tyson Fury knows he can take the biggest punch and he can knock out the biggest puncher. So what should he be bothered about? Why wouldn't he come forward against Dillian Whyte? I mean, this is a 6'9" guy who's got more power. Why would he not take it to Dillian Whyte, bro? I don't think he's going to box and use his feet and tippy-tap. I think he's going to stand in the pocket. And I think he's going to also stand his ground in the middle of the ring. I think that's where Dillian Whyte's going to get stuck. Because his only chance is to close the distance and start landing on Tyson Fury. I feel that Tyson Fury is going to come forward because Dillian Whyte can't even fight going backwards. What do you think about that?
I think it'd be very risky for Tyson Fury to do that. it would be much safer for him just to box and I mean that's playing right into Dylan Whyte's fighting style for him to do what you're talking about.
No, but he's going to be aggressive, bro. I think Tyson Fury, you guys are thinking he's going to fight like Klitschko. Like he's going to fight.
I'm
I
saying
don't
like
think so, I don't agree with that. I think Tyson Fury is going to look, with Dillian Whyte, yeah, I don't know if you guys agree. Dillian Whyte sometimes gets tired. And I think Tyson Fury will pace himself. Dillian Whyte might do a lot of missing. And Dillian Whyte, once he starts missing those big shots, hey, listen, Tyson Fury might do what he did to Deontay Wilder punch.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not looking at Tyson Fury doing what he did to Deontay Wilder. I think that Tyson Fury is smart enough to adjust to his opponents to fight him like Deontay Wilder. Why should Tyson Fury fight Dillian Whyte like he did Deontay Wilder? What's the reason for it? If Tyson Fury is smart enough to adjust, he could give you a little bit what he did to Deontay Wilder, but still adjust and outbox him straight from the outside. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't see Tyson Fury trying to do what he did to Deontay Wilder, to Dillian Whyte. Two different type of fighters, two different type of approach. Dillian Whyte wants you to be on the inside. So why are you going to give him something that he wants?
I just think he can fight in either way.
That's like saying That's like saying Mayweather go fight like Maidana and go toe to just go toe to toe.
So you think Tyson Fury is going to do a lot more boxing and use his feet against Dillian Whyte in the beginning of the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be smart. I just think he's going to be smart.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to be as aggressive as he was with Deontay Wilder?
No.
No?
Definitely not. It wouldn't be smart to do that because Dillian Whyte can fight much better.
Let me now change this whole conversation for everyone. Tyson Fury has always done the unpredictable. He did things with Deontay Wilder when he told us he was going to do that. No one believed him. He's telling everybody that he's going to come to Dillian Whyte and he's going to knock him out. He's telling everyone. So I'm going to say this, save this conversation, because Tyson Fury always does what people don't believe he's going to do. And he's telling everyone he's going to knock Dillian Whyte out, he's going to take it to him, and he's going to bully him. Now, I don't know if Punch is right. I don't know if Mike is right. But I don't want to go. I don't want to go against. I don't want to go against Tyson.
I gotta get some talk. I gotta get some. Look at that. Look at that. I gotta get some food all day, every day.
What is it?
Come on, the Mexican truck, man. The Mexican truck.
Wicked, bro. What's on the menu?
The food truck.
What's on the menu, bro? What's on the menu, bro? Is it some enchiladas or some fajitas?
Have you ever seen a food truck before, Rapstar?
That's why Rapstar. That's why I said I can't leave New York, man. That's why I can't move. I need food at 3:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning, 5:00. I need all day, every day.
You're living a life 24 hours, bro.
Yeah, man. In Los Angeles, those things are on every corner, man. I lived in LA for almost 8 years. I mean, I ate those places too much.
Wow. Punch is eating some good food right now. Early hours in the morning in New York, eating some really good Mexican food from a proper Mexican food truck. Like a family cooking, bro.
But I think it's still early. Look, I think it's still early to talk about. Of course, it's fight week again, and it's gonna be fight week for the next till late June, probably early July, because even in the same week, the first week of June, we got Naoya Inoue and Nonito Donaire, and then we got Devin Haney. We got Devin Haney and Kambosos.
Yeah, that's the fight right there, man. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. That's it. Every fight.
We got Anthony Joshua Usyk, probably gonna be late June or July. May is all booked up, so I still want to give Errol Spence's flowers, and of course, a lot of people gonna be talking about the negotiations. So I asked both of y'all, what do you think? What do you think is fair? Let's not know what the numbers is. I just said earlier that I feel like Errol Spence should get his 20 mil even with this fight. I think there should be money in the pot. But what do you think? Who's gonna be the one that needs to swallow his ego, who needs to humble themselves to get this fight done? Is it supposed to be Errol Spence or Bud Crawford? Or you let me know what y'all think.
I'll let Mike go.
Man, I'm so sick of the whole of people. The whole argument and back and forth about the split between those two guys. They just need to fight each other, man. It's been too long. Whoever needs to swallow their whatever, just someone do it and let's get the fight done. I mean, it's these guys. They're in their mid-30s. They don't have a lot of time left. They need to get the fight done, and he can't be held up any longer. I mean, it has to happen. It has to happen this year. Like it has to. It has to happen this year. So,
Yeah, man, and I don't even want to talk about too much of that either, because like Errol Spence said yesterday, he said, "Look, man, let the people with the suits do their job. You guys know what I've done. Now let's get this fight because I want Terence Crawford. So let the people with the suits get the job done, bro. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah, but the people with the suits didn't give us Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and it was for undisputed. It was nobody in the way, no mandatories, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, do you feel that this could potentially happen where one of these guys need to swallow their ego? Somebody got to be. What could happen to not make this fight happen? Because it's happened. It's happened.
I mean, the best thing can happen is that Errol Spence can go, tell his guy Al Heyman, look, let's take care of Terence Crawford. Let's give him his life-changing money, and I want to get that belt. That's what Errol Spence is, the man in power. You said it yourself. He's the man bringing the stadium. He's the man bringing the pay-per-view numbers. He's the man bringing the free belts. Then the best thing Errol Spence can do is tell Al Heyman, let's give Terence Crawford a good share and let Terence Crawford be happy. And that's it.
So then you're saying Errol Spence needs to be the one to swallow his pride. Then.
Well, he's already swallowing it all because he's chasing the one belt WBO champion, which he's got the 3 belts. So the 3 belt holder is now having to be a bit humble and say, you know what? I want Terence Crawford. So he's already eating his pride a little bit.
Well, wouldn't it normally be the other way around? Because it seems like more like Bud is the one with 1 belt, and right now he's less proven, if you want to say so, especially at welterweight than Errol Spence. So it would seem to be that if someone was going to have to do it, it would be him as opposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
But the bottom line is they both need to do whatever needs to be done here. Don't listen to the fans. Don't get involved in this A side, B side bullshit that we're used to hearing about. I mean, we can't let them get caught up in that. And I mean, the fight needs to happen this year. Like it's enough. It's enough already.
Well, that's it. So I believe Errol Spence is a man who can make that fight because he's the one who's chasing to become undisputed. So, at the end of the day, maybe Errol Spence can tell Al Heyman to give Terence Crawford a good payday. But Errol Spence really ultimately is the A side because he's got the 3 belts and he'll be the guy, I'm not saying calling the shots, but he'd be making the majority amount of money anyway. Let's put it that way.
I mean, whatever. I don't even care at this point. Whoever wants to be the A side, let him be the A side. I just want to see these 2 guys fight. It's been too long, and there's been too much discussion about just these splits and this whole. It's ridiculous what's been going on, especially in the with the fans talking about this fight. All the discussions about the split. I mean, these guys. These guys are in these guys' pockets like it matters to them. Like they got nothing to do with it. Like I don't know. I'm sick of hearing people talk about the damn split between these 2 fighters, man.
Yeah, nobody's business. But what do you think about Ryan Garcia calling out Isaac Cruz?
Did he call out Isaac Cruz? I didn't.
Well, he said he'll fight him now or something.
Oh, did he say that? Was that what he said after his fight last night?
Yeah.
I didn't really understand his answer though, because they asked him about Ryan Garcia and he gave kind of. I think the translator messed up. Punch. Did you hear what Isaac Cruz said? Because I didn't understand that translation at all when they asked him about Ryan Garcia.
To be honest, I couldn't get the post fight interview because I was at the same time. I'll be watching the things in mute, so
Right.
I didn't get the chance to hear what he said during the press conference. So I can't even have a take on that.
He gave a weird answer. Like I mean, it's coming through the translator. The translator said something like he needs to wait his turn or something. Rapstar, did you hear that? Did you hear the guy say something like
I
that?
read that. I read that in a tweet, but I'm not saying in my mind like who Isaac Cruz think he is.
Yeah, that's what
turn,
exactly. It's like what? What are you talking about? Wait his turn? Like you? Like what? Like that's what I'm saying. I think the translator got it wrong or something.
Yeah. I don't trust the translator. I don't know. I doubt he said that.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Maybe he meant that he's waiting his turn to get a title shot. Maybe that.
Probably.
That sounds like what fighters usually say. I'm just saying I'm here saying waiting to get my turn to get a title shot. I think that's what, in my opinion, could be. I don't know, but I doubt Isaac Cruz said that he's telling Ryan Garcia he got to wait his turn.
So now, do you believe, enough of using Gamboa's name, not making him a journeyman at this point, that he's still got a good, legacy himself? Do you believe this should be the end of Gamboa and now Gamboa should retire?
Yes, man. Yes, he went on way too long in that fight, man. Took way too much damage, man. I was worried that guy was gonna get permanently injured last night, man. But that guy take those shots one after another.
I think fighters be like, there's sometimes these fighters be checking themselves in the Cleveland, where they check everything in your body, your brain, and everything. I think it's time for people to check Gamboa. I think at this point of his career, this guy been floored, like 20 plus. I think people has lost count how many times this guy's been dropped in his career, been beaten up bad, taking a lot of headshots. Isaac Cruz, to be honest, bro, I'll be surprised, that he didn't get a minor brain damage after this beating. You know what I'm saying? I think Gamboa, he's tough. He's too tough for his own good. He even got mad that the referee stopped, but I was so tight of his trainer. His trainer did a horrible job. I wish I was there. I would have slapped him in the face for not stopping the fucking fight, not caring about his fighter. And knowing the punishment, knowing his age. How old is Gamboa? 38, 39 years old?
Yeah.
I thought he's even 40 now, but go on.
Like, that was just horrible, man. He was taking a lot of shots, and Isaac Cruz was not taking steam off none of those punches. Nothing was soft, bro. I think that he's going to feel the effect of those punches, man, in his life, man. God forbid, but I just seen too many headshots, bro.
Gamboa at one point was a bad man. You know what I'm saying? Gamboa was a big name once, and he did bring a lot to boxing. But at the end, using his name consistently, like Punch said, and using him as a punching bag, he's getting punched up a lot. Not forget, look how many punches he took against Tank Davis.
Yeah, and look at the guy's face. Like, his facial expression looks like a guy. He looks like a guy who's been beat up a lot. Like, I don't know. He seems almost like he's
numb to it. To it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Like, yeah. I guess that's how I put it. Yeah, he seems like he's numb to it.
Yeah, it should be the end of the road for him now. And I hope. Look, he's had. Look, I think everybody now don't really want to see him in the ring with any name anymore. Imagine if they announce a fight next, right? A Gamboa versus Ryan Garcia, or Gamboa versus somebody else. It's just, I think enough is enough.
Yeah, the guy is taking enough punches for
enough is enough.
3 lifetimes, man. Like, seriously,
fucking enough. I said, Gamboa, that's it, man. Fucking want to die with
like
fucking
wife,
brain damage. How much money you want to fucking take with you? Leave it, Gamboa. You got fucking children and everything, man. Always on Facebook and Instagram, That's it. Stay over there,
Yo, he
bro.
remind me of Apollo Creed.
Enough.
Just wait until the fight is over. Like, my man, that's it, my brother. Sit your ass down, bro. Yo,
Man,
you're gonna become mushroom, man. It's not worth it anymore. You're not going for fucking titles, bro.
I mean, like, I can't even like when I think of that guy, all I think of is just highlights of him getting smashed in the face. Like, I feel kind of bad for him because since he was once like a good boxer, but I just think back in my head of all the times he's
You
gotten
know what happened, Mike? 50 Cent. Fuck Gamboa, right? It's
50.
all 50 Cent, the motherfucker. You know what I mean? 50 Cent came to boxing and 50 Cent fucking used Gamboa so he can get the payday between Gamboa and Terence Crawford. Gamboa had no reason being in there with Crawford, bro.
Well, actually, I mean, he back then he was a lot better than he is right now. I mean,
Yeah, but 50 Cent fucked him up. Gamboa got knocked up, knocked down
yeah,
here and there.
yeah, he
And
got beat.
after that, Gamboa was never the same, bro.
It
Yeah,
just didn't translate well, you know. It just didn't
Gamboa
translate. He's an
was never
amateur.
the same, bro.
His amateur pedigree just didn't translate. You could be a great amateur, and sometimes it just doesn't translate good to the professional level, you know. And you know what? Don't be surprised. Like, I like Andy Cruz, but even with Andy Cruz, that he got great footwork, you know what I'm saying? But he slaps a lot of those punches. He knows the point system. And I truly believe that Keyshawn Davis in the professional level will beat Andy Cruz.
Yeah, but Punch, what the fuck did Gamboa have any business to be hanging out with 50 Cent?
They trying to get into the boxing business, but these people don't know boxing. You
You know
know,
what I mean? He got greedy. 50 Cent showed him that he's going to make a lot of money. And that's what fucked up Gamboa. Even Mayweather said that. I think Mayweather said that that was a bad move for Gamboa because, you know what I mean? 50 Cent just wasn't the right man for him anyway. You know what I mean? But look, he had a good career. Now they're using him as a fucking step. You know what I mean? I think enough is enough now, bro. Gamboa's like becoming a hoe of boxing and it's bad. Don't you think?
yeah. Give me a second. Give me a second.
But look, man, I think at the end of the day, though, you know, some people, this is all they can do to make a living. They don't know anything else to make a living. Maybe this is, you know what I mean? He's addicted to to being, you know what I mean? Like you said, he's immune to taking punches. But like we said, man, taking too many punches is not a good thing at coming at that age as well. You know, you're coming to a point where you
if
want
the
to
guy
spend.
if the guy wants to survive past 40 years old or 45 or whatever, she should probably hang it up.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, like he's not even a gatekeeper anymore, man. Like he's just he's a legit punching bag. Like it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. Like just hang up those gloves.
Yeah, man, Tycho TV. Rest in peace to Ali Tazim. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Also, R.I.P. DJ K Slay, man. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Rapstar, but I know Punch is familiar with him. He's a big. He was a big New York City mixtape DJ, and he died tonight. I think. Legend in hip hop. So rest in peace to DJ K Slay, man.
Yeah, no, man, I didn't know, man. Yeah, rest in peace to the DJ K Slay, bro. What DJ was he? A mixtape DJ.
He was a he was on Shade 4 or 5. There's a Sirius XM radio station called Shade 4 or 5. It's pretty big. He was the main. He was like the host, but he was well known for the 90s. He came out with a lot of mixtapes of upcoming artists, like when 50 Cent was first popping, and a lot of artists when they first got on, they were brought into the game and got to be well known through K Slay. K Slay was very connected to the hip hop industry, very connected. And I don't know exactly what. I think he was suffering from I think maybe cancer for a long time or something like that. But Unfortunately, we lost him tonight, but he was a big name in hip hop, and people who know about East Coast hip hop will be very familiar with him. Punch, is Punch there, or did he step away?
No, I don't know.
I'm
But yeah,
sure
man.
he definitely knows this guy. But R.I.P. to that dude, man.
Yeah, man. That's sad, bro. You know what I mean? We don't know what can happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Exactly.
That's sad. Yeah, man. But yeah, so I think we had a great weekend of boxing. You know what I mean? What do you think about the fight in? Let's take it back to my country. How did you feel about the fight with Conor Benn versus Chris Van Harden?
I think Conor Benn looks good, man. I don't know about him against some of these other welterweights. I gotta say, I
Mm.
mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. He looked good, and definitely a good fighter. I'm not. I mean, definitely a good fighter. However, I don't know if I'd want. If I were a fan of his, I wouldn't want to necessarily see him in there with Bud Crawford. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But you know, being a young fighter now, he's bringing a country behind him. He's like the little Ricky Hatton of England now, right? A lot of fans love him. He's a big money fighter. He's knocking people out like Jared Boot Ennis is knocking out, right? And after Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, Mike from Boston, the biggest names are Virgil Ortiz, Conor Benn, and Jared Boot Ennis. So at least Conor Benn has put his name up there with the guys like Stanionis and these names, because you still need the new generation. And Conor Benn's bringing that excitement. And let's not forget, a knockout after knockout. I mean, what else is he supposed to do, Mike?
No, he's doing that, but you have to admit though, he's not. I don't know if I'd put him on the same level as Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. I just don't know. I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah, I
no, but
understand, right? But look,
I don't know. I
but
don't know.
Bruce Ennis has got 26 fights, right? 26
Yeah.
fights. He's the older guy out of
Hmm.
them, right? And his resume is not even better than Conor Benn's.
No, it's
If you
not.
look at
It's
his
not. It's
resume,
not.
he's got Chris Van Harden, Lipinay, and I think who was the other guy that he fought on his recent what's that? I forgot the guy's name, man. But what I'm saying is, yeah, Boots Ennis is a special fighter. Yeah, Virgil Ortiz is a special fighter. But Conor Benn's doing what Conor Benn's doing. He's knocking
Yeah.
people the fuck out.
Yeah, he is. He is, and I agree with you. But the only thing is that I would be concerned for him just because I don't see the same type of dominance that you see with the way that Ennis and um, Ortiz, just how powerful they are. I think that maybe he's one level below them.
Yeah, but that's all we keep hearing. All we keep hearing is, right, oh, he's one level below, one level below. That's all I've been hearing is for over a year. Is one
you've been
level below.
uh,
But what I'm
other
saying
people
is,
said that.
he's always going to be one level below until he fights that level. Do you agree or not?
Well, yeah, I mean, but would you be
Everybody's one
confident?
level below
What do
until
you
they
think
fight
though? What
that
what do
level.
you think about? You think he's on that level, the same level as them?
I'm saying now the way that the way that he's been in the game with Tony Sims, been training, being true to the game. You know, he don't drink, he don't smoke. He's a constant professional. He's got his dad's DNA. I see something special in this kid, and
May,
I
may,
believe, I believe Conor Benn is the name in the mix now. He's not one level below. No, I'm done hearing that, bruv.
maybe because
That's all we
fans.
keep hearing.
Maybe because Conor Ben has to go through a hurdle that Boots and Virgil don't have to go through, right or wrong. But you know what I'm saying. People are at first going to look at Conor Ben, but look at Nigel Ben. So first, people got to get used to respecting Conor Ben for Conor Ben. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Campbell Hatton. It's always going to be like, oh, come on, you're not going to be like your dad. You know what I'm saying? Even before he's going to start fighting, oh yeah, let me see if this silver spoon kid is going to do good, or
Mm.
or let's say Ali,
So he's
Ali
gonna have to do
Wash,
more. He's gonna
Ali
have to do more.
Wash. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he Muhammad Ali grandson. Yeah, right. He ain't gonna be no Muhammad Ali. So is that type of hurdle that I think that Conor Benn had to overcome before that Virgil Ortiz and Boost don't have to overcome. And I think that Conor Benn just overcame that in these last couple fights. Like, okay, now, yeah, he is the real deal. He is the UK Ryan Garcia. He is gonna be that guy. And I think now is the beginning of respecting Conor Benn.
Facts. And I think the only reason that he's always going to be one level behind is because that's how he started off, as one level behind these guys anyway, no matter what he did. So maybe Punch is right. He's going to have to get his level up. And the only way he does that, he's got to do a bit more. And maybe when it gets to the point when he does fight that guy, that's the time he'll get that respect. Until then,
So
it's what it is.
let's I wanna answer this because a lot of boxing fans say this. Orlando G, I put it up. I said all these prospects untested. What is tested then? Because every fighter climbs a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Climbing the ladder is getting tested. That's why you got 4 rounders, you got 6 rounder, 8 rounders. You're testing your stamina. You're testing the professional level. You're coming up the ranks, and then these young fighters will fight veterans that's probably on their way out. That they have to fight gatekeepers. And so I think what do a fighter needs to do to be tested? What do you feel? I'm going while Orlando G is saying, but what do y'all feel? What is tested? Because I feel like all these fighters are getting tested. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that I just don't think that everybody values when they're passing with flying colors.
I mean, Virgil Ortiz is tested, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think that's a question. Like, we've seen him.
I mean, but who did Virgil Ortiz be tested with, in your
He
opinion?
beat. He stopped Mean Machine. I
Okay,
mean,
so
that's
you
enough.
believe
I think.
you believe Velasquez was the test that you can say that Virgil Ortiz passed the test that he can be a world champion, yeah?
I mean, well, what more can you ask of the guy? Really? I mean, who does he have to fight until? I mean, does he have to fight a world champion
No, but
until you say he's tested?
Velasquez was your test, yeah?
I mean, it's not my test, but I'm just saying we can't say that he's
Maurice
only
Hooker,
been in there
Maurice
with
Hooker,
bumps.
Maurice Hooker, and Cavalas both. I think those were tests.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
And those
Maurice
guys
Hooker
aren't
was the
bumps.
fight that Eddie Hearn had planned for Conor Benn, and this fight was meant to be Maurice Hooker.
Well, regardless, I just feel like we can't say that these guys
So
have
how
only fought
far is
bumps.
Conor Benn from the actual Virgil Ortiz resume?
It's not even about resumes with him. I'm just saying it's based on the eye test. I don't know if would you guys say that you're as confident in Conor Benn as you are in the other two, based on watching the fight.
No, okay, so is it eye test or is it Velasquez?
It's got nothing to do with Velasquez. I'm saying based on just the eye test, do you think that he's on the same level?
But first we're talking about Velasquez was the test. Now we're talking about the eye test. Now on eye test, obviously
Well, what do you think though? What do you
Virgil
think?
Ortiz on eye test looks like a better boxer. Yeah, he's got the better
Yeah.
pedigree, right?
Okay.
He's got the
Yeah.
better pedigree. We're not denying that, are we?
Well, never mind pedigree. Just based on watching him fight, who do you think is a more dangerous fighter?
But let's not forget, Virgil Ortiz also went through a bit of a drama between Velasquez. He got hurt in that fight.
Yeah, but
He had to overcome that.
Velasquez also hurt Bud Crawford. I mean, it's not an easy fight at all against Velasquez, and he stopped him. That guy, Virgil Ortiz is a finisher, man. He stops people. That's what he does. So
Yeah, now
he's dangerous.
Virgil Ortiz is a finisher. Jarrett Boot Ennish is a destroyer, and Conor Benn is a killer. Because if Conor Benn hurts you, he just finishes you. So for me, Conor Benn is still a big name that's put himself out there after when these older cats are finished. It's Jarrett Boot Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, and then it's somebody with a bigger name, which is Conor Benn. Now, yeah, Conor Benn might not be as skilled as them, but Conor Benn's a bigger name than them now. For me, he's got a country behind him. He's got a DAZN behind him. And Eddie Hearn is definitely pushing Conor Benn as one of his biggest fighters. So I think he brings the money as well. What do you think, Punch? I think we lost Punch, but you know what I'm saying, Mike? Conor
Nah,
Benn's a
no,
big
I'm here,
name.
I'm here.
Yeah, but what do you think of Conor Benn brings a big name now, and after these guys in the welterweight division, Conor Benn is going to be the big name.
I think he's the big. I think he's gonna be the money maker because he got a country behind him. I think he's gonna be the money maker of 147. If he keeps going the way that he's going, look impressive the way he look impressive. The matchmaker's doing a good job. Uh, that's what I see. I'm not sure if he still beats Virgil Ortiz or Boots. I don't know if he's better than both of them at the moment.
Well, at least you're not like most of the chat. Most of the chat just keeps saying that he's one step behind, but that's what I've been hearing for the last 2 years. But go on.
Yeah, and I think that they all getting tested right now. I think the Van Heerden. I think they should have picked another opponent. I think he was
They try to get Maurice Hooker, but that didn't happen.
so he's gonna get Clayton. Clayton is undefeated, I believe so, and that's a good matchup. I think that Clayton fought Errol Spence or beat Errol Spence in the amateurs, I believe so. So I think that's a good matchup for the IBF for the IBF interim for Boots. Virgil Ortiz. We'll see who's gonna be his next. He's already in mandatory position to face a Bud Crawford. Let's see who he's gonna be fighting next. So um I mean, it's good. It's no rush because at the end of the day, in the welterweight division, we still want to see Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. So there's no rush with these young fighters. These elite fighters still got to fight each other. And if prospects are getting tested, elite fighters are still getting tested right now.
Mm.
Yeah, and speaking of welterweight, did you see that kid handled Josecito Lopez last night? I wasn't even familiar with him. Did you guys watch that fight? I forget what the kid's name is. The young kid.
No, I got to go back and
Cody
watch that.
Crowley.
Yeah, Crowley. Yeah, so he's 21 and 0 now. I mean, I don't know if he can match up with the other guys, but I
That
thought
was a
he did
good
handle
win.
that guy. Yeah, he dominated that fight. He won every round, in my opinion.
You said I beat that boy. Punch is because Ben is from the UK and he has an accent. I bet if he was an American and from the US, we will be saying he's on the same level. Maybe.
Facts. Facts. Thank you. Who was that? Who was that?
I bet that boy. Good looking out for the super chat. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
respect to
Maybe.
that. You know, I like real cats, man. No matter where you're from. If Ben was from USA, he'd be getting more USA love. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
just think but I really do think that to to get comfortable with Conor Ben is because first he got to get over that hump that he's not living off
His
the
dad's
Dark
name.
Destroyer and he's making his own. And I think he's doing a good job at it. I think people are watching Conor Ben for Conor Ben and not because of Nigel Ben.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah,
Facts. He
and,
did
and you
that.
and you have to think about it. It's an uphill battle because we're so used to seeing the offspring of these guys do so bad. Like think about it. Think about how many young guys that just didn't live up to their father's name. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many of them that just turned out to not be good. Not representing their parents well at all.
I'm not even. I don't see. Let's say Eubank Jr. I don't got confidence in him like I have like Conor Ben. I think he's pretty still living off his dad's name. You know what I'm saying? I think Conor Ben is becoming his own. What y'all think? Because
I mean, to be fair with you though, you know, Eubank Jr. did try to go America, did try to fight out of comfort zone. He did beat James Diggle. James Diggle was an Olympian. Eubank Jr. has tried, it's not like he hasn't tried to be himself. But he's training with Roy Jones Jr. He's not standing in his dad's shadow. I think Conor Ben just got a bigger name, and he's doing way better. But
okay,
He's better.
okay.
He's
Jose
better.
Mesa said drunk. We just came out 24K at the Hard Rock. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna put my Cash App right quick right here, so you could.
yes, sir. Put that cash out.
Okay, look.
Man's feeling lucky. He won 24K.
What? He
Wow.
won 24K on what, the fight last night?
Hard Rock. Maybe he's in the casino right now.
Damn, that's a you got to report that shit to the IRS, man.
But man, look, man, boxing is great, man. The welterweight division is lit, lightweight division is lit, heavyweight division is lit. I'm still mad. I'm still irritated about the middleweight division, but it is what it is. You got the super featherweight is lit. Man, yo, I think boxing. To be honest, bro, I think boxing is actually better. It's gonna be it's better than even when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fought. Around that time, right now
Yeah,
it's better.
I think it's great. Right now, it's great. And one other thing, I don't know if you guys mentioned this, but what do you think about the confrontation between Jamal Charlo and Benavidez last night?
I like it. I didn't like it. I only like the part where I don't know why people bring little babies to these fights, bro.
That's not a place for kids, man. Just
Yeah,
not.
it's like I don't understand the family. Like this is not a I don't know, man, but you can't be bringing them little babies into these fights, man.
Mm.
But anyway, but I think that Jamal Charlo did what everybody wanted him to do, right? Did anybody
Mm.
want him to call out with Mike Tyson, or they wanted him to do it in person? He did it. I think that everybody should congratulate him, because everybody got on his ass. Um, so I mean, it's good for boxing, right? It's good for boxing. It's good to build the fight. And what else? I mean, I
I
think
just
it's good.
I just don't see him pulling the trigger on making that fight, man. I don't know. I don't think he has the confidence that he can win that fight. I just don't. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think David Benavidez wants it, but Samson has become he's Samson has a pattern of exposing himself. He exposed himself with the Devin Haney and Jorge Linares, saying that we stayed away from Devin Haney, and so he exposed that he ducked them, and then David Benavidez calls out Demetrius Andre, and then he says that we only talked to Demetrius Andre for 7 million. That's just to start talking. So it seems like Samson is vocally is the one that's keeping David Benavidez from fighting. Now, I just believe from the outside. I'm not even from the outside. The way that he has vocally said that he could keep fights from happening. I think maybe he was the one that kept Caleb Plant from fighting Benavidez.
I didn't. I never was aware of that. I thought it was that these guys were reluctant to get in there. I thought that Charlo he had come up with the excuses beforehand about Benavidez saying he didn't want to fight him because of the COVID test and because he was under 25 years old. But I wasn't aware that there was someone on David Benavidez's side that was possibly holding up fights.
Yeah, what's good, Jackie? I mean, look, talk is talk. But when it comes to the business of boxing, when the paperwork, that's the shit that really talks. Term sheets and everything. The right question. I think sometimes we all that has the green light sometimes to be talking to people. People come to our channels. We do interviews. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we might not ask the right questions. Um, but we got to ask the right questions when we get the chance. Have you sent a term sheet? Has David Benavidez' team ever sent anything to Charlo? Vice versa. Instead of just saying, "Oh, fight us, they ducking us," did you send did Samson ever send something to them? And I think that a lot of us we always in the media also media be missing these questions. Instead of just letting these fighters say whatever, yeah, he ducking me, I've been calling you out. Yeah, then your team sent something to the other team. No? All right, then. All right, so this is all talk.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's really the only thing that matters at the end of the day is did this guy really try? Is this guy really wanting to fight this other guy? And the bottom line is a lot of times we don't know because we're taking the word of these fighters, and we don't know if we can rely on that.
And that's what and that's why I used to mention with the when everybody was like, "Yo, I mean Earl Spence, I mean Keith Thurman is ducking Earl Spence," and what's the contract? I
Hey,
mean
I never spoke. Sorry, I'm sorry, man. Go on.
Keith Thurman said it in his face. You never got a contract with my name on there. I never got a contract with your name on there. We got the same manager and advisor. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
anything that
even
and Keith Thurman said, anything that he says, I say yes to.
yeah, but Keith Thurman said this as well. He said, "Look, Errol Spence can say what he wants, and Terence Crawford can say what he wants. If Al Heyman sends him a contract with my name on it, they won't refuse that fight because the money will be good."
But that's what I hear. That's what people in boxing like me, I hear. I take that into consideration. Whether it could frustrate me or not, that's real talk. But fans don't want to hear real talk. People want to hear high school, I meet you at 3 o'clock type of call outs and think that's the way they make fights. That's why when I listen, keep saying, I never got the contract with Earl, and Earl knows he never got a contract with my name on it. So stop the BS. But people, no, he's stuck it. No, no, no. Has anybody signed? And look, when Keith Thurman says my representative is going to send a contract to Bud Crawford, did Bob Arum said Keith Thurman representative send the contract? Yes. So you know what I'm saying? When contracts and term sheets are sent, that's the real call out. That's the real shit. Now, we talk about Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, and a lot of people in the YTBC talk about 60-40, 70-30, all this negotiations, videos after videos, live after lives. Did Bud representative ever say something to Al Heyman? Vice versa? Did Al Heyman's people send anything to Bud Crawford in Top Rank? No, never.
Yeah, that's funny, man. The fact that the answer to that is no.
Mm. Yeah, Mike, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about a fight that nobody really speaks about, apart from when we speak to the champ himself? We don't speak to people about. Is what do you think about the Nonito Donaire versus Monster Inoue? Do you think Nonito Donaire got a chance to beat the pound for pound guy, Monster?
Um, I mean, yeah, he's got a chance. Um, yeah, I'd say he has a chance, but I think
A
it's a
slim
it's a hard
chance?
it's a hard fight. It's a very hard fight. I
You
mean,
don't
let's
think?
be honest, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what who do you have your money on there?
I mean, I'm asking you. I mean, do you think Nonito Donaire is past his best? That it's a fight too late for him?
I think that I mean, I if I had to put my money on someone, it wouldn't be on him. I'm just gonna say that. That's just my pick. But I'm not. That's not to mean that it's not possible that he could win. He's very confident. I've been listening to him on this channel and on I heard him on another channel, and he's very confident. He's very confident.
Mm. But do you think it's because a lot of people believe that he just can't outpace? He ain't got the speed. Nonito Donaire can only knock uh, Monster Inoue out, and we just don't think that Monster Inoue is going to be there to be knocked out. Uh, is it because that he just can't outbox him? He can't outpoint him. Is that a big factor in this fight?
Well, also you have to remember that Inoue can, has tremendous power for
Yeah,
a little guy. I mean, it's a dangerous fight, man. It's
I
very
mean, knocked
dangerous.
him down in the first fight, didn't he?
Yeah, and we also think about it, they already fought. He already lost, so that's it's a tough fight, man. But I'm not saying it's like a 80-20 fight, but it's 60-40, I'd say, against him.
Sometimes you listen to fighters talk, and either you take it into consideration is what they saying is could come through fruition at
Mm,
this stage of Nonito Donaire's career. Everybody knows his style. Everybody knows, you know what I'm saying, technique wise. But the smart thing that he said is, I'm just the difference is going to be is the game planning, and that's what it is. That's the primary approach is the game planning. You know what I'm saying? So I know starting off good, he's in shape. No need to now you ain't know it. He's in shape. They already got tapes of each other. They already know each other. They've been in the ring for 12 rounds. They sustained each other's power. They already felt each other's power. They know what to look forward to. I think it's gonna come down to game planning. I think that what did good things in the fight. I think Nick Nonito Donaire did good in exchanges, and it's gonna have to come up with what I'm saying, game planning. Who has the best game plan? Let's see. That's going to be the fight. Waiting to see. I think both of these guys. I think Naoya ain't always going to be the favorite, but I think that Nonito Donaire has a chance to beat Naoya Inoue.
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't count him out.
I mean, it's a tough ask, though, isn't it?
It is very tough. It's a very tough ask.
I mean, but if he does it and he can beat Monster Inoue in a rematch,
He's a
Nonito
legend.
Donaire will
He's a
become a
legend.
pound-for-pound fighter
If
again.
if there's anybody in that weight division to beat Naoya Inoue, it will be Nonito Donaire because I don't think Casimero will beat Inoue.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
you're
think
right.
I think that Nonito Donaire would beat Casimero.
Yep, I agree.
Well, that's a huge fight anyway, but it'd be nice to know about leading up to that fight, that at the end of the day, Inoue, we would never hear from him. He's he's got probably a translator. He don't speak a word of English, does he?
I bet not.
No, that's what people thought about Canelo. He'll come out of nowhere and say, "Get the fuck out of here, man."
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. Terrible fighter, man.
But yo, guys, I'm about to cut the live off, man.
Yeah, man, it's late.
Yeah, man, been great live punch. Catch you on the next one, brother.
Yeah,
All right,
salute, man.
brother.
Salute,
Good
guys.
looking out, Mike. Good looking out, Rap. Everybody in the chat, man. God bless y'all. Have a great morning or night. All right, peace out.